Here we are. It's Wednesday. Waste Some Time Wednesday, brought to you by Golden Robot Records. We're excited to have Golden Robot Records as a sponsor. It's not the kind of sponsor I'm used to. I go in, I say my name is Jason, and I have a problem. But Golden Robot is much more important than that. We have so much to talk about. I can't believe that this show is actually happening today because I was having some very serious problems with my Cox. Cox is the internet provider here in Las Vegas, and the name is fitting. Anyway, we've got a lot to do. I have a backup in case this doesn't work, and we're going to talk about there's a lot going on in the world of music, in the world of life, and we're going to talk about all that and more right after this. Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody out there to waste time with that. All right, now I don't know if you guys have Cox where you are, but it is the worst, and you can't get rid of the Cox. It's a monopoly. They are the cable provider, and if you cut the cord, because some people like a cut Cox. Once you cut the cord, they still get you because there is no other internet provider. So you can get rid of cable and you can stream, stream. But if you want to stream with your Cox, you have to still have their service, and it's really it's a nightmare. So up until a minute ago, I didn't know what we were going to do. Thank God I have a smart, intelligent, and reliable co-host, and we're going to get through this. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to be addressing all the latest rock and roll news. We're going to take your questions, your comments, and more. Without further ado, though, the man of the hour, he is the media darling. Please welcome Johnny Monaco. How are you, Johnny? Johnny, how's your Cox? Why can't he hear me? He's having Cox trouble. Can you believe that? It's something in Las Vegas today. There's something going on in the air in Las Vegas. Don't panic. I am a professional. We're going to get through this. Everyone hear us, though? I want to make sure everyone can hear us and see us. Sounds like you can. Okay. So first of all, I want to say that this is the first of a series of Waste Some Time Wednesday, sponsored by Golden Robot Records. The good people at Golden Robot were nice enough to get involved. And hold on, let's just bring Johnny back. Johnny, you having trouble with your Cox?
Yeah, boy, it gets a little blue here after 4:30.
Yeah, it's so nice. Blue Cox are okay. Anyway, I was saying though that we're kicking off a new series with Golden Robot Records. For those who don't know, record label based out of Australia, but they have artists all over the world, to be honest, and really some great stuff, some stuff and then also some stuff that we hope to expose you to over the next few weeks. Every Wednesday we'll be here live, and we're sort of just getting this going. But Johnny has been nice enough. He's going to join us each month to see if he can get himself completely banned from the music industry. You're on your way. And
thanks for that.
We'll do all the other things that you love. And then at the end of each month, Mark Alexander Erber, who is the president of Golden Robot, will be here to tell us a little bit more about the new releases and then show off some of the talent that is on the label. There's a few things right away that on the label that I'm familiar with. Riley's LA Guns featuring Steve Riley. And, right now there's a lot of LA Guns drama going on. And we'll talk about that because you may not know, audience, Johnny Monaco was a part of the LA Guns and got off the sinking ship. He got off that sinking Monsters of Rock cruise ship before it was too late. We're going to talk about that. But they also had a great artist called Hot Shell Ray. Do you know Hot Shell Ray, Johnny?
No, I don't know what that is.
You like the pop music. You would like this. They had a song called Tonight. And it was a little bit pop. And I'm telling you, if you heard this song, has a chorus for days. And I recommend it. They also have filters on Golden Robot and a lot of other things. Before we before we get to the rock news, though, and while we're talking about Golden Robot Records, so they've got a bunch of new releases coming out, and one of them is a band called Ghosts of Sunset. And it turns out that you have a connection. You are actually on the album that they're promoting.
Oh yeah, they did reach out to me. My friend Todd, who plays drums in that band, and I think he sings in there, and he reached out to me to play the solo. There's an intro and a solo and a main solo, and the song is called Miles in Between. So if you look up Ghosts of Sunset, Miles in Between, there's a virtual video we did I think a little over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and it came out good. It's a good song. It's a nice song. I thought the solo was really cool, and it was nice enough for them to ask me to be part of it.
Well, we're gonna put a link to that after this ends, so people watching on the replay can check it out. And of course, you can buy that record right now from Golden Robot Records. So a lot of people saying Gilby Clarke. He is also on Golden Robot, and he has a new record out as well. And so I hope to spotlight some of the people that we've heard of, but also they have a lot of incredible artists. When I started looking at the catalog, I'm talking about from all over the world. You know, they have artists in Israel, Australia, the United Kingdom. And there's a lot of stuff that hasn't blown up here yet, but it looks like sometimes we think that the music industry is dead and there's nothing really good coming out. But sometimes you got to look further around the world to find, to find the next thing. You and I both saw the Rolling Stones, not together. Did you catch the opening band, Måneskin?
Why didn't I see that?
Yeah,
where was I? I guess I didn't see it.
This is a huge, young Italian band. Most of their songs are in Italian. They sort of have an androgynous kind of thing, which is really cool. They have a really sexy bass player. The guys are sexy too, if that's what someone's into. And they have a hit with the song "Begging," which is from Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. They have a really cool rock version. I love Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons myself. And then they also play "I Want to Be Your Dog," and then they have a bunch of their own originals. And listen, the Rolling Stones know. I think they know talent. You know, they took Guns N' Roses out and a lot of other huge bands over the years. So anyway, there's great music all around the world. I guess we just have to open our eyes and ears and that sort of thing. So anyway, and then in the upcoming weeks, we're going to be giving away a lot of that music here. We have lots of vinyl to give away. Vinyl's back. I'm trying to convince Johnny Monaco and Golden Robots Records to release Johnny's catalog. Johnny, last night I did a deep dive into your music, and it's great. You know, I can see your influences, and it's fun. And to me, a song, the saying, "Don't bore us, get to the chorus." Your songs, you don't leave people waiting. It's not here's 8 hours of instrumental, maybe this, maybe that. No, it's a song, and if you don't like this one so much, there's another one coming that you might like more. You know, it's you've got the hooks, and I think people enjoy it. So now we got to get that out. And plus, as we tease every week, this is becoming the Chinese democracy. She said she found her soulmate. Johnny, you ever act like you have your glasses on and go to move them and realize you're not wearing glasses?
Yeah, I do a lot of that. There's all kinds of stuff that happens with the glasses. I'll be looking for them and they're on, or I'll be looking for the remote. It's in my hand, and then I can't find my glasses. I just think I'm overthinking it.
I think, Johnny, that's why we relate. The other day, I thought I had some kind of odd cancer because I had these marks on my head, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna have to get this looked at." It turns out that I was wearing my glasses up like this, and they left marks on my head. But I do know that I have skin cancer on my nose. I'm positive. My doctor, who you see your doctors virtually now I still don't know why he always makes me cough. But I got this little thing on my nose, and I know it's going to kill me. So this could be the last show.
That's not what's going to kill you. It'll probably be Paul Shortino's car.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Duke fame.
His bumper.
Duke fame. All right. Anyway, listen, we're going to talk about Dr. Paul Shortino's here now. Did you know that? Did you know this, Johnny?
No, I did not.
The good
I
doctor.
do see that. He says he's going to have a look at your nose.
Doctor, afterwards, we'll go to a separate chat and
take a look at your nose while you're under his car.
I have a feeling the doctor is going to offer me a deworming kind of thing, but that's okay.
As long as it's a pill, you'll be fine.
There's a lot going on in the news, not just this Whoopi Goldberg. You see how insane Whoopi Goldberg is?
I mean, I saw a little bit about that. I just seen the picture with the dreads and the Predator, and they're different colors, and she's wearing a suit or some kind of hotel costume. I don't know. I saw what was going on. I heard a little bit about it. You know, you can't really say anything about the Holocaust. You're opening up a can of worms there, and if you're going to throw race in the same sentence, you know,
a little bizarre. I mean, I try not to talk about any real news on this channel, but I like to think, Johnny, you and I are like our own version of The View. And it seems like Whoopi Goldberg, and here's the odd thing, Whoopi Goldberg did not know that the Holocaust was based on race, which is a strange thing to say. She was implying that it was a white-on-white problem.
That's right.
Which is odd. If any, I think that everyone has heard the expression master race and these things that were going on at the time, and that they believed that the Jewish people were an inferior race. So anyway, it's an odd thing that she said, but what's even odder is that her last name is Goldberg.
I never thought of that.
Am I missing something? Because,
no.
I mean, Sammy Davis Jr. would have understood. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he would have.
And
Sammy Davis Jr. is fantastic.
Amazing. Talking about race, they had a hotel here. I can't think of the name right now. This is not that long ago, 50s, maybe even 60s. And they would make black performers stay at that hotel. So the Rat Pack would play somewhere like Bally's, and they would not allow Sammy Davis Jr. to stay in the hotel. And they finally tore this hotel down, but it was a landmark. And what they would say is that all the legendary white performers would go to this hotel at night because that is where the best music was. They had a lounge, and some of these legendary black performers would be there. But this wasn't that long ago, which is what's so scary. And it took guys like Frank Sinatra, who may have been connected, to sort of say, no, we're gonna change that. And I think people don't realize that when you think of issues of race, this wasn't that long ago. And what a lot of people are saying is that had this been another person or another topic, Whoopi got a 2-week suspension. Roseanne lost her job. Other people who've said things have been completely canceled. It seems strange to me that Whoopi, that you could say, give her a slap on the wrist, so to speak.
Yeah, I kind of lost track of her, and just kind of off my radar. I don't really watch The View. If I want to get that kind of cackling cauldron, I'll just go down to the lobby. But you say anything like that, it's a little touchy. I mean, maybe she wasn't thinking about, like you said, she was kind of making it like a black-white thing, but she tried to rebuttal and said something else and tried to clear it up, and it just got worse. So
the Sin City Collector, my friend Jay, is pointing out, it was called the Moulin Rouge Hotel. That was the name of the hotel, and it was
okay.
Like, I see a few people getting upset. They're very upset. They're losing their cool because we talked about something that isn't Phil Lewis's wig for a minute. And
Wait, I know are they mad? Who I don't see.
They're
anybody.
mad. We can call them out. AM, he can't handle it. Change the subject, guys. Backstage, guitar tech, change the talk about music. We're going to talk about music. We're all here. We're here all fucking night. You know what I mean? I just talked about my cocks for an hour. Relax.
I see now. I see it.
Yeah, hang in there, folks.
Talk about music.
Log out. It's okay. It's no big deal. This isn't a political statement. We're talking about things that happen in the news. So get over it. Anyway. And if you want to connect it to music, Whoopi was in a movie called Jumping Jack Flash. So put that in your hat and smoke it. Anyway, listen, we're going to talk about all the shitty rock bands and all the dumb shit these bands are doing. Chip Z'Nuff put out a press release. He's got a brand new solo record coming out. And we're going to read a little bit of that release. Let's get to the music headlines because some of you are sore and sour, and God forbid you hear anything in the news. Let's start with Metal Sludge. If you're not familiar, Metal Sludge is a website. It is run by Stevie Rochelle of Metal Sludge. For many years, he did not let that be known as an anonymous site. You can see our interview in here. The top story right now on Metal Sludge is shocking. Producer Beau Hill on working with the band Rat. Bobby Blotzer was my least favorite guy. So I have a little experience working with him. And it's interesting that, say, 40 years ago, people still thought he was an asshole. And I listened to Beau Hill's interview, and he said that he was a jerk and he wanted song. All the same problems that they were having with him now, they had with him then. Have you ever met Beau Hill?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Are you serious?
No, I don't know. I've never met Blotzer either, but I've heard people, say stuff here and there, but that's people's opinions. I never met him.
Beau Hill produced a lot of records for Atlantic. He produced the Rat albums. He produced the Winger albums.
Okay.
And then other labels. He produced the Warrant albums, and he was known for bringing in session players. On the Twisted Sister record, Lovers for Suckers, Reb Beach played a lot of the guitar, which was a controversial thing. On the first two Warrant albums, he had a guy named Mike Slamer. You probably know him. And he played a majority of the solos. And it was interesting because Joey Allen or Eric Turner would be sitting next to him. And if they weren't playing it the way Beau wanted, they would just have to hand their guitar to Mike, who would then play the solos. And it was an interesting controversy because Warren had been a band for ages. They were playing most of these solos live, but Beau Hill was known for taking people's places out. He says one of the only bands that he didn't have to do that with was Rat and Winger. And these are obviously great levels of musicians. And by the way, the guy's name is Mike Slamer, not Slammer. It would have been much cooler. The guy should have called himself Mike Slammer. Or Mike Hammer, like the Stacy Keach TV show. Everyone's go back to Whoopi. Anyway,
can we just talk about the Holocaust?
Yeah, I can't understand why that wasn't a light subject, to kick things off. Steve is joining us. Steve is joining us from Colombia, and he calls us fine gentlemen. So thank you, Steve. That's very kind of you. I'm sure you don't mind a little whoopee every now and then. So that's the first story right now, and as the headline says, it's not really shocking, but it is funny that we keep hearing that. Also, going through Metal Sludge, the another headline. This is an interesting one, and maybe this is one you'll react to a little more. This one's called "Penis Wars."
Oh God.
Yeah, Phil Varone reflects on Sebastian Bach's decade-old tweets dissing the drummer for posing nude in Playgirl. Quote, "My dick is bigger than his," and quote, "He's in a war with himself." And so they're having a battle. I guess Sebastian Bach is bashing Phil Varone. He said that he's further proof that the Skid Row name has completely lost all credibility, cool, and accuracy, and is now devoid of all meaning in every way. It seems like Sebastian's picking old news. I feel like that's old news. That thing, and I think that's the band Skid Row. They try to distance themselves. They were attempting to sue Phil Varone. I don't know the result, but to say that he couldn't even call himself a former member of the band. Do you know Phil Varone?
I don't think I've ever met him. I seen that show that he was on.
The Celebrity Rehab.
Mm-hmm.
They use a sex rehab.
It's interesting. Yeah. That right. I didn't know a lot about him. I saw that show and then immediately thought, well, I have a problem too then. But no, he. I know he was in that band for a minute, right? How long?
Saigon Kick?
No.
No, Skid Row.
Mm-hmm.
Like a minute.
Okay. And then
He
something
has
must
a
have happened.
tattoo, though. He has a Skid Row tattoo, I think, on his leg. How awful is that? He can't even have the tattoo anymore, I think.
Well, that's here. I have a LA Guns tattoo, but I had to pay for mine.
That's good.
So did something bad happen, and then that's why they don't like him, or was it strictly to do with the drumming?
I think that I don't know why they fired him initially, but he started going on, Oprah and pushing he made a documentary while he was touring Skid Row that was about his addiction and some of those things. And I think that they just wanted to get rid of him because of that. And then and I'll tell you on a little bit of a personal note, in his lawsuit, I was named with the Sin City Sinners because we were having Phil Varone play with us, and he alleged that Skid Row, Rachel Baldwin, had given us a subpoena saying, a cease and desist, saying that we could not advertise him as formerly of Skid Row. The truth is that never happened. I did not receive anything saying that we could not say formerly of Skid Row. Maybe they said it to other people. But his case was sort of asking me to come to court and say something that wasn't necessarily true. It never got that far, nor would I have told the story. I've worked with Phil Varone on a band out here called the Jimmy Crespo Project, which was Jimmy Crespo of Aerosmith, and we had Kyle from Bang Tango on bass, Phil Varone on drums, and then we tried a few different singers. Most were bad, not all. But anyway, but Phil didn't last. He was more interested. Not his drumming was good. He wanted to be a reality star and a playgirl. That's his thing. He likes it. He made swingers movies and things. But I don't think it's all that interesting. And I feel like it's sort of old news. But it does make for a funny metal sludge headline.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I saw that. I don't know. I don't know what the average size is nowadays. I have a straightener. It's stretches. So at any given time of the week, it could be 6, could be 14. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they'll have a showdown. Then the next story is called Monkey Sickness. Ex-Skid Row singer Sebastian Bach blasts David Draymond of Disturbed over Neil Young versus Joe Rogan on Spotify. Now, I don't want to talk too much about this because we have a very sensitive audience. And God forbid, we talk badly about Dave Draymond or Joe Rogan. Oh, my goodness. I don't know where you get your medical advice, but I get mine from podcasts,
Yeah, those guys, I don't know. Again, little off my radar. I'm aware of them, but
your music is still on Spotify, though, right?
Yeah. Me and Nitro are thinking of pulling our songs.
I saw that. That's a big story. Nitro is getting ready to pull their music. I think somewhere Taylor Swift, the Swedish metal star Taylor Swift, I think somewhere she's saying, I did this before anybody. And Lars Ulrich is probably thinking, if you scumbags would have got my back with Napster, you wouldn't be in this mess, and he's a poor, starving musician.
Yeah, I don't, I always see people complain about Spotify, and I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, if you're big and you're pulling numbers, it's only going to help. If you're not, then I don't think it really matters. So I think it's more of like a virtue signaling thing, or a way to like pick a side. It's not about Spotify. It's all about other stuff. And I see people, now they're saying how they're going to pull their songs off Spotify, and I didn't. It's so ridiculous. If anything, they're using it as a way to attract attention to themselves.
Yeah, I think so. And it's, it's a good service. Whether or not they pay artists fairly or not, that's another discussion. But it's a good service. You get music instantly. You turn people on to things. They say that a long time ago, IKEA was, had some controversy, maybe anti-homosexual or whatever. But, they got some good shelves. If you need a shelf, they got a good shelf. And then this Chick-fil-A, people hate those. They say they're have a lot of problems, but they got a great market salad. if you're looking for a market salad. And so maybe sometimes, if a product is good, you turn your back. And look, I don't care what Joe Rogan does personally. If somebody is taking Joe Rogan's medical advice, that's on them, right? I mean, he apologized or something. I don't know.
It's not even about medical anymore. I mean, it's every time I go out, I can throw a dart and hit 20 of them. And it's just, it's an attitude. It's out. No one's going to tell me what to do. And America, and that it turns into that. They're just taking a stand for, and if they don't like it, then they're posting against it. A lot of it doesn't make any sense if you were to look at it. But I read something about Spotify. Don't they give like the artists is like 70% of whatever it is? I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I think I read. But regardless.
This is a question for Mark Alexander Erber, the president of Golden Robot Records, because I know that he is a champion for Spotify and says that it does a lot of good for music artists and that he also sells a lot of physical products. So I will have to have him on to talk about it. But he could discuss it better. But I hear there's a lot of benefits. I think if your music is good, Spotify is a good way to turn people onto your music, and then maybe they'll go to your website and come to your shows and buy other things. But anyway, I don't even know how we got on to Sebastian Bach's fighting with the guy from Disturbed.
With his wiener.
With his wiener. Well, that's a different guy. But I like Sebastian Bach. I'm going to tell you, I know him. And I don't know. Yeah, sometimes he's passionate, and I think if you're on the opposite side of what he thinks, you might think he's an asshole. And if, and even if you agree with him, you might think he's an asshole too. But he stirs it up. He makes these headlines. There was a time when he was on Blabbermouth and he said he was going to go fight the fans. The fans who didn't like him. He said, "Meet me at the Rainbow at 4:00 and I'll fight you." Dude. I didn't even think that.
Pretty big. I mean,
he's a big dude. I wouldn't fuck with him. And he's got that. He's an intense guy too. And but I'll tell you a story. He invited me over to his house to watch Neil Young live at Omimi. And it was just me, Sebastian, and his mother. And he's got a very lovely family, and he's a great guy. And he's very big on sonically hearing things. He's got a really nice system. And we were watching, me and my friend at the time, we were there, and we were watching Neil Young live at Omimi. And he was choked up. He grew up in Canada, obviously, and he'd been to Omimi, and it was really close to his heart. And him and his mother were sharing a moment. I felt like I sort of interrupted, but he was explaining it. Dude, Omimi! And he really had to drive it home to me that's Omimi! And I was like, as someone who didn't know the importance of it. But anyway, it was an interesting experience. And Sebastian Bach is a passionate guy about music, and he is a fun guy to hang out with. But he does make some of these headlines. You just saw him recently. We discussed that last time.
Yeah, he was fine. There was an incident, but he was fine. He showed up. He stayed all night. He sang a couple of his tunes, and he went up and we did the jam night, and jammed a couple. It was a weird night because I was up there with Oz Fox and all these guys, and we started playing all these metal tunes, and they all had something to do with the devil or 666, and Oz was up there, and I was trying not to stand too close to Sebastian because if something came down, I know I'd be saved. But he stopped everybody. He's like, "Stop! We can't sing this song." So it was interesting, and I think he'd be someone that we get along with. Like if we drank a bunch and then just hung out and got thrown out of Mandalay Bay or something. And
I think you guys have some similar influences too. Not all, but I think he's fun to sit around and listen to records. He made me listen to Robert Plant's first solo record that I wasn't that familiar with. It's great. Great. And then he told me, you got to get a system like me. And then I was trying to explain to him that like, I can't afford a system like you. He has his entire house wired with this amazing turntable. I've got like, you know, the Snoopy snow cone machine of record players. You know what I mean? It doesn't. It's not the same. It's not the same effect.
It's
anyway,
not. A lot of people don't have those anymore. I mean, the big systems are, you know, not around anymore. And if you do find them, you got to piece them together, and it could be, you know, what, 10 grand, maybe more, to get something really killer.
I once showed him my cell phone, and I said, "I have your entire music library right here." Right? I was kind of seeing it, and he told me, "Dude, you've got to have physical media."
Yeah.
I go, "What do I need that for?" He goes, "What happens when there's a power outage and your phone goes out?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't listen to music for a little while, you know." But he's like, "I just turn on a record." You know, I mean, I guess a power outage would do that too. Maybe it was an internet outage. I didn't argue with him. I thought that he had a point. He collects physical media. I like it. I like collecting. I got all kinds of junk around me, you know.
Well, if your power goes out and you have a $10,000 system, you probably have a generator like automatically kicks on when the power goes out.
He may, yeah. And his guitar player is Brent Woods. What's that guy's name?
That sounds about right. Something, yeah. Brent.
This guy's saying Brent, but I think it's Brent.
Okay.
Brent Woods, and he was in a band called Wild Side, I think. But he is a nice guy, and he plays guitar, and he puts up with Sebastian, and they get along very well. So, but if there's an opening, Johnny Monaco, you could be the youth gone wild. So, also on Metal Sludge, and this one I'll cover briefly. Pod Stars, meet six rock and roll podcasters who cover your favorite 80s heavy metal and hair band heroes. Okay, so this was based on a story on Sleaze Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
They named 6 podcasters. I don't really consider myself a podcaster.
You're in it.
But I'm in it, yes. And they asked me if I would participate in a year-end question thing. I said, who am I to say no? I answered their questions somewhere in mid-January for their year-end review that they wanted me to have in December.
Mm-hmm.
I thought no one's going to read this shit. Who cares? If I had realized that it was going to be me and my fellow broadcasters, I would have been a little bit more obnoxious. They did ask me what was the most overrated trend in 2021, and I simply said, starting a podcast.
That's right.
But what's interesting is I looked at the other guys' answers, and they are all like, I'm in the industry, and I know, and like, because one of the questions was, and you can answer it, and the people at home can answer it, what is most likely to happen? I think I asked you this before. 3/5 reunion of Rat, Chip and Donnie in Enough's Enough, or what were the other hacks? Oh, LA Guns. Which is original lineup? What's most likely to happen? I don't see any of them happening, but these other podcasters, they're like, well, I'm in the industry, you know, I know, and like, I've, you know, and these are guys who they don't know. But anyway, what do you, in case the audience did hear, what do you think is most likely to happen?
Nuclear winter? No, I mean, I understand, like, when someone asks someone something nowadays, that's a trend where everybody thinks they have the answer. And then, of course, they got to tell you that this is how you should do it too. That right there, it just, you know, I just cannot with that. I mean, if it's something that's plain, you know, blatant, then it's like, yeah, of course. But everyone's got their own little niche, and then they think they know everything, and then they tell them, you know, they've got to spread the words. What do I think would happen out of those 3 horrible things that you told me?
Yeah.
I don't think any of them are going to happen.
I agree.
I'm going to go another route with all that. So the 3 choices were either LA Guns does what?
Original lineup, which is
okay, that probably won't happen. What's the other one?
3 members of Rat.
From the way I watch the interviews, you know, with Piercy and stuff, he's not interested in that. He's you know, Robin was his guy, and he's not, you know, anything else is just going to be, you know, not the same, even with the closest lineup he had before. He says
that he would do 4 if Bobby Blotzer, Warren DeMartini, Juan Crusade, and him could get together. He says that's the only way that he would record a record as Rat, or play a live show as Rat. My personal opinion, and I do know him, so I'm not going to say everything he says, but is that he's being taken the high road, but he knows it's not going to happen.
Well, that and the other one, I mean, I gotta be honest, I think these are all, it's a small pool, these questions, those specific, 3. And I just don't know if I had to pick one. I guess, they're all alive, right? All those bands. If I had to pick one that could possibly go wrong, happen. I don't know. I
think it's the Enough's Enough one.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. The LA Guns thing, they've sued each other so many times. They're so dysfunctional. There's no way those guys are, not those 4, they're not playing together. And we'll talk about LA Guns because LA Guns made a lot of news today. And then I got a funny LA Guns story that I have to tell you.
Today?
Yes, today. I have a funny story about LA Guns that I have to tell you off the air.
What?
It's a legal thing, and I can't share it with the audience. But anyway, so they're not getting back together. Finding 3 members of Rat that like each other is very difficult. You can find 2 sometimes, but I can't shed too much light on it. But I can tell you, and I know them all, there's no 3 in a combination that I think would ever get along again. I don't care what Steven says. I think he also knows that they can't get along. So I don't think that'll happen. But I do think, and then I'm going to comment on these super chats. I do see them. I do think that there's no money in it for LA Guns. It's really, Rat has money to lose. Enough's Enough, there's probably no money either. But you know what? Somehow I could see an offer come about. Hey, you come to Japan, you do a couple shows, but it's got to be the original lineup. I will say, for those who read that article, I said that if Enough's Enough does it, Chip would have to put his pride aside and understand that he can't sing half the show or any of the show. And I said the lineup should be Chip, Donnie, Vic Fox, and yourself. If Enough's Enough is going to play, that is the best possible lineup.
I don't think he's interested in that. I think he's fine. He's content with how it is now. And I know Donnie doesn't want to be involved in anything where Chip's going to have to sing anything. So me, it's like, I could, I'm fine. I could do whatever, you want me to do it. You don't want me to do it. I'm not really that important to that whole lineup, but it's like, I don't know what's happening. And I kind of stopped thinking about it and stopped messaging my friends or texting like, look at this, because I'm down to like 3 people. No one else knows anything about any of it. So, and I'm just like, if I keep doing it, it doesn't bother me. It's just that, isn't this hilarious? I'm like, I don't know what this means. So
So I got I have an opinion of who there's a little bit of Rat discussion going. I have an opinion of who the problem is. Okay, so here's somebody who said Warren 100% is the issue. In my opinion, incorrect. This person says, and I should address you by your name, maybe it isn't me, the dancing marshmallow is the biggest issue in Rat. Maybe the dancing marshmallow could be the problem. If you've noticed, the other guys don't seem to have been in Rat with him, and it seems like they're not continuing with him. I have worked with him, and I can say, my opinion, he is the problem. And listen, this comes from a guy who toured with a fake Rat with Bobby Blotzer. I'm not even sure Bobby Blotzer is the biggest problem in Rat. So you guys add that up as you please. I think I said who it is, but anyway, Golden Robot Records is joining us, and they also point out that the Riley's LA Guns record is out, and people really enjoy it. I will say really quick on the Riley's LA Guns record, and then we'll get into new things, is that it's a spite band. That's a spite band. I reunited Phil and Tracy. That's a true story. I got them together here in Las Vegas for a charity fundraiser for Toys for Tots. No one thought it could happen. Christmas miracle. Phil and Tracy back on stage. Imano, hairpiece, back on stage. They're promoting a new record, The Missing Hairpiece. Anyway, those guys, I got them back together, and Phil Lewis is just a nasty cocksucker. he really is just a scumbag of a guy. He opens his mouth and he publicly puts his foot in it. And so I decided, you know what? I'm going to help Steve Riley. Screw him. And I know Steve Riley, and I know Scotty Griffin, and Kelly Nichols. He's a great bass player. I don't know him that well. He's going to be on the show soon. And when I say great bass player, I don't mean he's Billy Sheehan. No one goes to see LA Guns to hear Billy Sheehan. You want to hear punk rock. Those guys bash Kelly Nichols. Oh, darling, he plays like Sid Vicious. That's his hero. The guy we have in the band now with the bad Ramones haircut, he is fantastic. Who the fuck cares? He's not on any records. That guy didn't write any songs. By the way, he'll be crying on the internet tomorrow. So the LA Guns thing, I found Kurt Frolick for the band. They use the name LA Guns because they have the right to. It's now called Riley's LA Guns. There are good songs on the record. It's not meant to be an LA Guns a tribute band. Now, Johnny Monaco, here's the news, okay? And we'll get into this with LA Guns because I think Riley's LA Guns is about to get a lot more work because the other LA Guns is making some critical mistakes. So let's rewind and you'll join in. As you know, you are the expert on this subject because you were a member of that LA Guns. On New Year's Eve, LA Guns plays the Whiskey A Go-Go. It's a great show. Not them. Getting that gig is a great show. I'm sure they suck. So they play, and as we know, the mayor of Munchkinland himself took a plane there, and he took pictures with people, and he hung out, and the bandmates that no one knows their names went to the Rainbow, and people were hanging out. Tracy Guns then said 2 weeks later that no shows for a while. 3 people in their LA Guns bubble got COVID, and that's it. And then he's no shows for a while. Okay. Oh, he said the reason is a few people, okay, more than a few, were not wearing their masks. First of all, so now you're blaming the venue that's trying its best to even stay open. They do require vaccination and masks. I'm not taking sides. I'm just telling you the point of this. And now you're picking on a venue. I know the venue's not happy. Now you're also blaming your fans. No shows for you, because you didn't wear your mask. Yet when they were on stage, Johnny Monaco, did you see any of those guys wearing a mask?
No, I did not. I mean, it's Las Vegas. I mean, you're talking about the Vegas show or
No, that's the Whiskey. They were in Vegas a few weeks earlier, though.
Oh, right, the Whiskey, right, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't. Again, I don't know if blaming. I'll let you continue the story, but maybe blaming the people and the other people like that. It's kind of hard. You can't track it down to know exactly where you got. I've had it twice. Every 4 days, I think I have it. I'm sick again. Everyone's going to get it. They can't really blame the people. Maybe that's an excuse, or maybe it's taking a stand against like a vaccination stand. Again, it's turning into that kind of stuff, or maybe just didn't want to go. Who knows?
Well, I think it's fair that Tracy says, I don't think it's safe to play.
That's for sure. Yeah, it isn't.
And I think that it is dangerous. And he has a younger child, and he has a family, and he lives in Denmark most of the time now. I believe that's where it is.
Yeah.
And so I can understand being scared to play. That's understandable. But to blame fans and to blame the venue, it's a little strange when people were hanging out. How do you know that they got it at the Whiskey? The Vegas show, nobody wore a mask. There was no restrictions.
Yeah.
You didn't blame the Vegas show. So it's a strange thing. But I knew, Johnny Monaco, right then and there, Tracy is getting ready to pull the great pull-out. And we all know that pull-outs are not a reliable method. He was laying the groundwork to not go on the Monsters of Rock cruise. I said, there's no way this guy, for those, and I like Tracy Guns, by the way. I think you do also.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does not like to fly. He has anxiety. He doesn't really like big crowds and things. Just who he is. And I'm not saying anything out of school. People who know him know that. He didn't like going overseas for a long time. It's funny that he lives overseas now. But so he makes the statement. I go, there's no way that guy's going to go on a cruise. a cruise is scary to anybody right now.
Oh yeah, I would think so.
I don't think that I would want to go.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Although if
It
they
depends
call,
how much shrimp is involved.
I was just going to say, well, they've got a few openings. Maybe they need the Monaco Green Manalishi. You know,
The last time I was on a cruise, it was the Axes and Anchors cruise, and Ingve was on there, and I kept going over to the food bar. And I'm like, who keeps eating all the lobster? And like, he's like, bring more lobster. Over there screaming, drinking champagne and lobster. And it's like fucking Ingve, man. He's always with the lobster. That guy.
he drinks. He's probably drinking out of a goblet, you know, a big royal glass.
No, it's a one shot. Like he'd have like lots of glasses lined up because he wants a fresh one for each time.
Mm-hmm. He was unleashing the fury on the lobster.
They were encrusted with jewels, but still.
But yeah, so that's your answer to the cruise. So I said, there's no way Tracy's going. Now the problem with these LA Guns camps is that Tracy has been known to leave the band when they have something coming up. For example, they were about to tour with Alice Cooper many years ago in Europe, and Tracy left to join a thing called Brides of Destruction. Personally, I kind of understood Tracy's point. He said that the label at the time, a label called Spitfire, I don't think it's around anymore, he said that they couldn't sell pussy in prison. And he said, I made the best record of my career. He said, I made the best record of my career, and they can't do anything with it. I'm going to take my chance and join Nikki Sixx. Now, his band hated him. They were so angry, and they said they would never have him back. They continued without him for 15 or so years. For some reason, Tracy had no problem with Steve Riley playing then. But so they say that this is Tracy's big thing, that he always quits. And Riley on my show said that this will happen again, and Phil will have egg on his face. And so today, Tracy Guns makes the announcement via Twitter. Twitter seems like an old person thing to use. Do you use Twitter?
I don't really use Twitter too much, but
Me neither. Yeah, I don't think.
I wish I had. I mean, if you're bigger, again, if you're a big star and you do it, you reach more people. If you're not, that and Spotify, you're kind of in the same boat. You know, these people, they just gives everybody the outlet to be like, I'm famous, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Spot. But the reality is, there's really not much activity happening with that.
Yeah. So he announced today that well, everybody knew a week ago he went back to his home in Denmark. So everyone knew that was happening. I said, if he's going to Denmark, he's not going to Florida to go on a cruise. And I'm going to get to these super chats in just a minute. We're on such a tangent here, but he's not going to go. You don't go California, Denmark, Florida. You know, my geography is bad, but it doesn't make sense. So I said, he's going to get out of this. Now, if he was planning to get out of it, you should give the cruise some time to make a substitution, because they're having a very hard time filling acts, because some people, Michael Monroe could not make it to America, understandable. Rose Tattoo could not make it to America, also understandable. And there's a few other artists who are also in that boat. Loudness,
Right.
You know. So today he announces he's not going on the cruise. Sorry to the fans, and it's not safe. That's it. And that he and his family have COVID. Some people say he probably is lying. Other people say you're not allowed to say that about somebody who is sick. They're saying that because if he does have it, that we would look like the bad guys. I don't believe he has it. I don't give a fuck if I'm the bad guy. You know, I'm kind of used to that.
Yeah.
You know how much hate mail I'm going to get for the whoopee thing? You're safe, though. You played it safe.
Oh, I'm not safe anymore. Every time I go on here, the next day, I lose like 5 friends.
Real friends or Facebook friends?
Acquaintances. I got in trouble a couple of times, and it's guilt by association. I didn't say, no, you're wrong. You're because you're probably right. And I just didn't stick up and say anything. I'm sorry, continue. The only reason, by the way, I would not go on a cruise is because I'm afraid of sea creatures and the Kraken. But other than that, bring on the shrimps. Go ahead.
We're going to get back to the trouble that you're in just a second, because it is interesting, the trouble that you get into here in Vegas. So Yeah, Ron has an interesting point, and you can read this. But he says the whiskey makes you wear a mask, but people still take them off. You saw Doc in there. George Prince wore a mask in the building, and Gunstage takes it off, and that is true. Also, the venue can only control if you have 300 people there. You know, you can only control so much. It seems like a strange thing to blame. So anyway, he's not going on the cruise. What I thought is LA Guns has another guitar player. Now, I made the point. I know a guy who could play those songs, even though it's not his favorite style of music, and that's you. Had you still been in the band, if they said, oh my God, Tracy allegedly has COVID, can you play the set? The answer is, Johnny?
Why do you think I'm growing this beard? I want to be
True.
ready.
True.
I want to be ready for this or any bass position in Striper.
Is there something you want to tell us? No, maybe you're on the cruise.
No, I was not asked to be part of the cruise. No one's brought up any of this to me. I don't really talk to those guys a lot. I'm not sure if they don't like me or something. I didn't really do anything. I quit. But you know, have in the future, say he leaves the band, and I was asked to be a part of the band, or not just that band, or in any situation. I mean, if it made sense to do it and stuff, like I said, I didn't dislike them when I left, and maybe it's not my type of music, but I was fine with them, and you know, I like rocking out and stuff. Would it be the same thing over and over for me? I don't know. What do you think? Would you think it would be something to do? Take the gig?
I don't think it's for you. You know, I think you'd be unhappy. You don't strike me as the type of musician who can just go take a dime. I think that at some point your integrity would bother you. I think. I mean, look, paychecks are good.
Well, it could be case. I mean,
if Foreigner calls or something, yeah, I think you would do it.
Yeah, or Sticks. Yeah. I know it could be. I feel a little bothered lately, but I am a little weak from dieting. I just got this new NutriBullet. It's like evidently got to buy food and juice. I'm so like about to pass out, but I did lose 3 pounds. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't, like I said, just didn't have a problem with them personally. If it was someone I didn't like, then you say, you don't want to play with them. Yeah.
Were you did you have to read chord charts on stage while learning LA Gun songs? No,
I learned those songs in the few days I had before I went out to do the first week of rehearsals.
Not that there's anything wrong with using a chart, but those songs are not that complicated.
Oh, well, it's not so much that the songs are complicated. It's just like the arrangements and parts. I'm sure I screwed up a lot of stuff going through them, but
they're similar too.
That's right. You can't really read charts in a band like that. However, with Tantric, I did. I have like papers all over the floor. It's a nightmare because there's a lot of stuff going on with that. The LA Gun stuff, I kind of fell into it because I kind of liked a lot of it, and it had a flow to it. But when I'm playing here in town, like I'm playing tomorrow at the MGM, I'm using chord charts all the time. I actually just transferred almost 400 songs from my book of songs that I have on my computer to my new iPad. And sometimes when you transfer them, it throws off the formatting, or something gets weird and it's not the right size, or the colors, or something happens. So I had to go in there and edit, like, 3 or 4 out of every 10, maybe more, out of like 400 songs. So that took about a week. And so I do read charts. I don't have a problem with the charts. I mean, charts and backing tracks, people, you're using it as a crutch, and it's not true. There's a lot of songs. I could remember most of them, but I want to get them right. The lyrics, get them all in order. A lot of 70s tunes, a lot of in-depth stuff going on. So you kind of have to read those. And plus you're in an environment where you can get away with that. If you're in an original band and you're playing in a big rock room like that, or Monsters Rock or whatever, it looks a little goofy to have your iPad on stage.
Who's on your t-shirt? Is that Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. At first, I thought it was Britney Spears, and then I thought maybe it was Jessica Simpson, and then I thought maybe it was Sebastian Bach. But I know.
Yeah. Well, no, it's I don't know where I got this shirt. I'm running out of ideas. I own not a lot of clothes here, and it's.
Okay, so we're gonna so back to this LA Guns thing, and like you said, you were in that band. If you were still in the band and they said, "Oh my God, what are we going to do on the cruise?" You would play guitar. They have a rhythm guitar player. I don't know his name, but he has that look, that steampunk thing. You know, I don't know why these kids are wearing like goggles on their head and shit. Like, I don't get it, but whatever. Maybe it's cool. I don't know, but I would think that he should be able to step in and play guitar so the other guys can get a payday. But maybe he's just a rhythm guitar player. I think that's the case. But if you were there, the show must go on. I personally believe that Tracy Guns is getting ready to get out of this, so to speak. I'm not sure that he's going to go on tour this spring. They have a tour with Faster Pussycat and Tom Kiefer, the tour that the whole world is not talking about. And the bowling alley near you probably. But so I think he's planning to take a little time off. And maybe you will see Phil Lewis with a different guitar player. But right now, all the bozos in that band, Phil Lewis included, have to keep their mouths shut. Usually they're online. Tracy's the champion, and this one is great, and this was fun. But now you look like idiots because your fearless leader left the country. And so I find it very funny when you see these bands self-implode, and this one is. Do you think I made the right move?
I don't even know if it was that. I sometimes I second guess myself and think, should have I stayed? Would it be part of something, you know? But, you know, at the moment, it was just like I kind of go with my gut and how I feel. I thought it through, but sometimes I'll think it through and I'll do all this research and still make the wrong decision. So I just did what I felt. You know, I don't know if it was right or wrong, but I just did what I thought I had to do. Like I was compelled to do that. Much like when Robert Blake killed that lady.
That's a good analogy. Allegedly, yeah. No, and same with O.J. Simpson. If you're a football fan, you know, put it into football terms, you know, he didn't have to do those Naked Gun movies. Anyway, so I think we addressed these LA Guns headlines. I really, like I said, I don't have a problem with Tracy, and I also don't have a problem with him not wanting to play right now. A lot of artists, if you have the luxury of not having to play right now, I understand. And other people have to make a living. It's tough. I'm on the road with Stephen Pearcy for the rest of this year, as long as I can be. And I try to be as safe as I can. I'd be a liar if I said it's not a little nerve-wracking. I'll be at the Whiskey next week. You'll be there too.
I'm going to be at that.
Yeah. So people can come and say hello to us and keep your masks on so we don't have to go to Denmark. And I'm just kidding.
Or in Robert Blake's case, you know,
go to an Italian dinner.
Burbank, right?
Mm-hmm. That place is great. I hear Vitatello's. Have you been there?
No, but I'd like to try it. Although I am fasting right now, but I would like to go to that.
See if we could sit in that booth.
Okay, yeah.
That'll be good.
Clean up an aisle 6 or some blood on my napkin.
Mm-hmm. And then I will be at. Then I'm going to Pennsylvania with Stephen Pearcy. And then after that, I'm going to Connecticut with Slaughter and Quiet Riot. Some of my good friends in Quiet Riot, Jizzy Pearl and Johnny Kelly, who played drums on my record that will be available from Golden Robot Records later this year. I'm excited by that. Here's a question. Golden Robot's answering it, but yes, they do take new music, and I want to make a little bit of an announcement right now. And I don't have any copy, so I'm telling you this off the top of my head as they speak. Mm-hmm. To commemorate reaching 10,000 subscribers on this channel, which we're almost there, Golden Robot Records is going to do something really cool. Now, I'm just giving you a brief idea. We'll announce it better next week, and Mark will be here to talk about it. But they are going to give a band a chance to release a single via Golden Robot Records. That's the main company. There's a whole bunch of different labels with it too. So they are going to release your single. They're going to put money behind it, promotion behind it. If the single does well, you'll get a second single released on Golden Robot Records. And if that goes well, you will get a record deal. And this is a great thing to do. And we're going to have a site where you can submit a picture and a song. And Golden Robot has A&R and all these people who will go through it. And Johnny and I will also be on this panel, and we will narrow it down. I don't like to say a winner because I don't feel like music is a competition necessarily. There's no winners and losers. And, there'll probably be 30 people that we pass on who will be way bigger stars. But somebody is going to get a chance to have their music released. And so that's coming very soon. And I want to make sure that everyone knows. And you will be able to submit your music. You don't have to send it to our social media. There's going to be an actual link to do that. So we're jumping all over the place. We were supposed to read headlines, but there's other stuff. And everyone's happy to see Johnny Monaco. I feel like I am stepping all over Johnny, but we're going to get to him. And he's going to be, for the second hour, he's going to take control. But I want to talk about the show with the Rainbow. Somebody asked me. The Rainbow is having their 50th anniversary. Are you familiar with that?
I have heard this. I saw something, a little post about it. I remember the one last year.
Have you gone to one?
I have not been. If I lived in LA, I probably would. No, I probably wouldn't go. The parking's.
No, I've never gone. It seems really crowded, and it seems like Stevie Rochelle said a funny thing today. He said those cruises, he goes, I expected it to be like the Rainbow at 1 a.m. And he says, but it wasn't. It was actually much more fun. So the Rainbow has an interesting, diverse group, but of people who go there regularly, and then other things. But it's a strange lineup, and Pretty Boy Floyd is on the lineup, and I think that fits. I think Pretty Boy Floyd fits this on.
Absolutely.
And then it gets weird. Orgy.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I love a good orgy.
We know this, Jason.
Yeah. My ex-girlfriend, you know her. She goes. Never mind. I can't tell the story. But you know what I'm talking about. She's married now.
Okay. Oh, really?
To one of your friends. All right. Anyway, so
good for you.
You're not gonna have any friends. Anyway, orgy. I did think the band was okay when they came out, but it's just the singer now, and who cares? And then the other band is Crazy Town, and it's an odd choice to me. They're going to be on the show, I believe, very soon, so I will not say anything negative. The guy dates Punky Brewster. God bless him. That's pretty cool to me. I want to date Punky Brewster. Anyway, I think it's a strange thing. And then Stephen Pearcy of Rat, which obviously fits the Sunset Strip. Yeah. And I feel like, maybe they should have had a Steven Adler or someone who was in another band that was part of the Sunset Strip, because it's the 50th anniversary of the Rainbow. When I think of the Rainbow, I don't necessarily think of Orgy or Crazy Town. I feel like there should have been, I know a lot of these other Faster Pussycats, LA Guns, they're on the road. But I feel like they should have got Riley's LA Guns. I do believe that. And I will tell you, I've heard a lot of people saying, I am going to book Riley's LA Guns because the other band is jerking their fans around and backing out. And so Riley should have been out of business a long time ago, in all honesty. Like, it should have been like, oh, well, who cares about the drummer? But he made a good record. Golden Robot got behind it. And because Phil's band is such a train wreck, a bumblefuck, if you will, that this Riley's LA Guns is going to have a huge year, and they have a new record coming out from Golden Robot also, and we'll have those guys on soon. But the weird thing is the closing act at the Rainbow 50th is Steel Panther.
Okay, well, I get that. I mean, it's kind of like summing up what the strip was like and the whole concept within. And I think they draw probably the most. So I can understand. I mean, I guess I understand that.
You're diplomatic. I have to work the damn event. I should probably be more diplomatic like you. I understand that Steel Panther, they started out in Metal School and Metal Shop and all those gimmicks.
Yeah.
And their singer, Ralph, he was in a band called Atomic Punks. He does a great David Lee. Russ Parrish is an incredible guitar player.
Fantastic. One of my favorites.
And Steel Panther is funny, but to call them a band is silly. It's almost as funny as thinking that maybe they're performing live. It's a comedy show, and there's no secret that a lot of it's on track. But that's okay. It's a comedy show. Carol Burnett could be on track too. I get that it's fun. I get that people want to go and have a good time. Cool. I would have rather seen something authentic.
Well, I mean, LA is a crazy town, and there are a lot of orgies. So I know what you're saying. Maybe like a Faster Pussycat would have been a good fit for it.
Yeah, or it's just something. Warrant. I mean, I don't know. I want to address the people who were kind enough to throw something into the tip jar.
Okay.
Indie Colt 777 says, Johnny, can you talk a little bit about Go In Our Way and Let's Set Our Hearts at Self-Destruct?
Yeah, those are a couple tunes I came up with. I don't have big stories about all these songs. Some of them are half truths combined with like made up stuff. Some are pretty, truthful. The first one you're talking about, it's like a little acoustic. I just had a melody coming into my head, and I just didn't feel like it was a whole long song, so I just kind of put that together like a little kind of filler at the end. And the other one is more of like an up tempo kind of punk, not punk rocky one, but up tempo kind of rocker, which I thought had like a futuristic vibe to it. I could envision like going in a spaceship going through space. So I don't really, again, not very prolific, but I do like both of those.
Yeah, okay. Johnny kind of lets the music do the talking with that stuff. I notice some people, every song I've ever written is very literal. And I can tell you exactly what that bitch was doing when I wrote it. But you let the music, we're talking about songwriting. I got my tax slip from BMI the other day. Have you got yours yet?
I don't know if I don't think I get those.
You must
should I be getting those? I don't know.
Well, I was going to open mine on the air, and I thought it'd be fun for you to open yours. But
I don't, Jason. I don't think I get those. I don't know. Maybe I don't think I have a publishing company or again, it's such a small. For me, the revenue is so small.
Maybe you see my check that when I reveal it.
Yours is probably going to be good. I get one from CD Baby.
I got that too, but you need a publishing, you need a BMI or an ASCAP.
I do. There's so many things I need right now.
Let me tell you something about BMI and ASCAP. And hold on, I'm going to get to this Pam and Tommy. Thank you, G-Man. I want to talk about Pam and Tommy, and I want to watch it with the audience. But when you play your music live, your original music, let's say you play at Aces and Ales, which you will be playing this month, those venues pay a blanket fee to ASCAP and BMI to cover performing music. So if they have a thing called BMI Live, I happen to be with BMI. Every time you perform those songs, they send you money, and that money adds up. Now, my band, Sin City Rejects, before the lockdown, played 100 shows in a year, and we played all of our original music mixed with some fun cover songs. We got paid, and and pretty nice, to get a free check. And then a couple of my songs play on the radio. I have a Christmas song that Zach Varone and I wrote, and it plays every now and then. But because at Christmas, Zach Varone being my favorite Jewish Christmas songwriter, next to Johnny Marks and Irving Berlin, anyway, they send you money, but because of the COVID, the revenue is down. But I'm going to get my check right now, Johnny. You talk to the people while I do that. Here we go. Yeah,
I don't think I've ever gotten one of those. My friend Joni used to work or still works for BMI. I remember her talking about it. And I don't know. I mean, maybe because a lot of times when I'm playing in these clubs, I'm playing covers. I don't really play my original stuff too much. I mean, I have in the past. We toured in England. I did a little tour out there. That was fun. Let me see what I can address these other people. Looking forward to the review from you too. Pam and Tommy, you already talked about that.
We're going to get into Pam and Tommy.
I've seen The Warning, an all-girl band. Sisters, they're amazing for 3 kids. I don't know The Warning.
I don't either, but that sounded interesting. Let's not forget a K-Bear.
Where's that? Yeah.
Oh, that was the one. I'm sorry. You did.
Yeah.
We're going to look it up.
Yeah, I looked that up. I don't see too many. Gino Martino. He is living in Wisconsin. Witness protection program. And he, I don't think he has anything to do with those guys anymore, but he lives out there. I think he has a guitar store called Players Guitars. It's on the south side of Chicago.
He was in Enough's Enough, right?
Yeah, he was a guitar player right before I joined. Really good. Great guy. Like him a lot.
How long was it between Derek Frigo and you?
Maybe like a year, 2 years tops. Gino came in, and then after a short time after that, he had to go, and then I came in.
Yeah, because I think, I didn't know there was somebody else, to be honest. I kind of associated you with being the guy. So this is my BMI statement. This is tax documents.
Oh, why don't I have this? Go ahead. I'm going to see what it is. This better not be huge.
Now, the bummer of this is doesn't give you the breakdown. So I have about 13 songs that are registered, and I have not played any live music this year, this last year. I didn't play any music in maybe 1 or 2 shows. So most of my income comes from that. So this is from your Spotify's and your streamings. And I'll be honest with you though, right now on Spotify, I got my Christmas song is there, Christmas in Vegas from Sin City Sinners. But so this is what they're claiming I made, and they want me to pay taxes on this. $21.80.
You know, I got all excited because of this. I thought for sure I was going to be able to finally pay off that bed.
But they've been much better than that. Actually, they've been very good, and paid a few months utilities and things. And you should be doing that if you have no money out there. Even your Spotify money could be. Sin City Collector says the Warning are very hot. Now she said that they're a kid band, I think. So you mean hot like they're tearing up the charts?
No,
but
no, I thought that CD Baby does all that. So when they send you their thing, they've collected from those people.
They're not. They might have a publishing division. I've signed up with them, but I believe they're collecting your royalties. But
that's right. You're right. That's
Golden Robot could help us. I'm enjoying this new drink here. This is the Jelly Belly sparkling water. Would you drink something like this?
Sure. Is there any jelly in it?
No jelly, no sugar, no sweetener, no calorie, no sodium, though.
That's like the same thing as getting a check from BMI. That's the point.
Yeah, it's a little
I guess I would drink it. I would drink it if I was forced to. I mean, or if someone handed me the drink.
Keep in mind that was not a check. That was a tax. That's taxes they want me to pay. Even worse. Even worse. I'm going to file that.
Okay.
Hopefully the IRS is not watching.
I'm sure you're just going to write it off from one of those fancy dolls in the back there. How much are those? I saw you got a new one the other day.
This one? Oh, you saw a pop. You saw the Eddie Van Halen pop.
That's right.
Yeah, the Eddie. I've got this thing, Whatnot. I should be mentioning that. If the Sin City Collector is watching, do you have my Whatnot link? Yeah, I got this thing, Johnny Monaco. You got to check this out. So I sell these pops, and I'm going to be doing an auction coming up of all rock and roll pops. And some of these things are valuable. Motley Crue, Queen, Guns N' Roses. I've got all these things that go up for auction. And that's why I show people my collection. And so, and the company's giving me a deal where you can get $10 for free. And you can buy my records and all kinds of shit. I was thinking about doing a Johnny Monaco in-store on there. And people can buy Johnny Monaco music. And we're going to give them $10 off to do it. This is the best part. So do you have some CDs laying around the house?
You know what? I'm going to have a couple because CD Baby just sent me an email saying, we're sending you this back or we're throwing it in the garbage.
See? So...
But it's only one. Like they can't have one sit on their shelves. Now I got to pay to have it shipped. It's worth more than the CD. I do have a couple boxes still. I did really well with the CDs. Like I went to Europe a lot, so I sold them, physical copies. And I think I sold most of them, most of my stock. But I do have a couple that we held back, a couple boxes. So yeah, I do have some. So
what we're going to do, Johnny Monaco, is we're going to set up a day, and you'll sit, and people can come on, and they can order your CD, and they'll watch you sign the CD for them. But the best part is they're going to get $10 for free.
I like that. That's what Freshly did for me for my all-in subscription for the food. But if you sell all your crazy dolls, aren't you worried that maybe a few of them won't be able to come to life in the middle of the night anymore and sharpen their blades to murder you?
It's a good question.
Probably what's going to happen.
Luckily, I've still. This is a scary one right here. This is Ghost. This is Ghost's debut album, and it's got the little. Are you familiar with Ghost, Johnny?
Of course.
Okay, yeah. They have different singers every record, every
Love it.
cycle. One of them dies, and they all have to be in the bloodline of the Pope, the Papa.
That's great. It's like Doctor Who.
It's like Doctor Who meets professional wrestling meets metal, and the songs are great pop songs. I thought this is going to sound like death metal or King Diamond, but no, the guy, and it's one guy, and it was better when no one knew it was one guy, and no one knew who he was. But it is a Swedish guy named Tobias Forge who puts on the costumes. Okay, so somebody would like to know. Well, first of all, check out LA Vacation by Johnny Monaco. Great EP and a great song. I listened to it last night. That is a great song.
Oh, thanks. Speaking of tax and monies, where are all these tips going? Because I have yet to have custard, and I'm starving because, like I said, I'm dieting, so I don't even know if I can eat custard anymore.
Well, you're gonna have to have the custard anyway. You could do a spit take. I'm diabetic, so I'll taste it. I'll spit it in a bucket. We could do that.
What has happened to us?
Yeah, but no, I was gonna say we have to have a meeting to appropriate these funds. All these people who are coming in with money. I should point out after YouTube fucks us in the ass and takes their cut, and then a month to pay it, we should have enough to cover.
Oh, they take a cut, huh? I didn't know that.
They take a cut, but by the way, if I told you the cut, it's like highway robbery. But
we should find out a better way to do this. Then maybe they should just directly PayPal you or Venmo. Or is that money?
Now we're going too behind the curtain, Johnny Monaco.
Is that money laundering? I don't even know what that means.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. I'm glad that people tip here and support. I'm happy with it, and they can also follow that link and go buy my junk and some Johnny Monaco junk as well. But so we're going to get back to the news because we're behind on that. But I want to make sure that Mike gets his question in. Johnny, he wants to know what kind of live gear you use or like.
Ooh, I am not very fancy with the gear. I do see a lot of guys out here with a lot of bells and whistles. I have an old Pod X3 Live pedal board, and I run it through a QSC K12 speaker, and I use my Ibanez. And because I have in-ears a lot for these gigs, so I can't really crank up, but I need something on stage, and I have to get from the car through the parking garage into the casino, across the casino, set up, and you got to do it quick, and you got to go in and out. So I can't really bring an amp. It just wouldn't make sense. If I had my choice, I would use a half stack, maybe a Freeman or Marshall or something. But I just I'm not in a situation to do that. So a lot of times when I would tour with Enough's Enough or those other bands, there'd be a backline provided, and I would just set up like whatever the normal tones are, get a good kind of like Blackout Scorpions kind of tone, and then a couple pedals, and I would just bring my pedal board. I don't have a lot of fancy gear. I'm not really a collector, and I'm not really someone who is like prides himself on the tools. I just use whatever sounds I can get, and some guitars back there. Got a couple Ibanez RG550s and a Fender USA Strat and a Squier Strat, which is great, and a Telly, old cheap one, Squier.
You know what? A song I was going to show my gear, but it's not that exciting. My junk is much more exciting than my gear. I was going to say, you know what's an Enough's Enough song I like? Mother's Eyes. How come you guys can play? Did you ever play that one live?
Yeah, I did. I used to bring up all those. Like we would stick to the same ones, and I would always be like, "Come on, let's play some other ones. There's a million of them." And of course, I'd get back. If there'd be an argument, but I did put that one in the set a few times. That's a really hard one to sing, but it's a great song. It's a good message. It's still relevant, I think. And I don't know what they're doing now if they're doing that one, but
I doubt it. I
it would
can't
be
find any live
unrecognizable.
videos.
Unrecognizable. I saw Chip the other day in a video from Rock Island, and he was out on the street talking to somebody, and he wanted to wish everybody a happy 2020. So evidently he doesn't even know what year it is.
He's high. He's high.
But no, I
Thank
do
you.
like that song. It's a great song, and it reminds me of that era and of when I loved that sound and all the songs and the town Blue Island I've been to and many times. It reminds me of that era. Strength album.
Yeah. Well, maybe we do one of these things you can play online and take some requests and maybe play some of these songs that those guys aren't playing. You know, I think.
Well, we tried that, Jason. And look what happened.
Well, yeah, that was one time. I mean, we'd have to do it in a format where YouTube can't catch us. But Johnny played a few songs and it was great. And he played a few Beatles songs, no problem. He played a song by a band called The Kind, no problem. He played an Enough's Enough song. It was only one of them, and we got flagged, and they told me that we would have to share the money on this video with Enough's Enough.
No one's getting my custard. So,
and Johnny said, we're not sharing. There's no way. And so they're not. So we had to remove. So we had to edit 3 minutes of a video so that we wouldn't have to pay those.
These people, they should be happy I'm getting the music out there.
Well, I agree. Jason, Johnny, you rule. We love your show. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah. Thank you so much, Indie Cult. And I appreciate it. And I know that there's where we jump all over the place. The idea was we'll read some headlines, but I don't know. I feel like there's more to that. I'm hoping Golden Robot hasn't rethought things, like.
Well, I think Golden Robot sounds like a fantastic label, and these people should be lucky that they're even offering this, because any company that owns a robot, first of all, they're probably got some deep pockets, and the robot's made of gold.
I've seen the Golden Robot. I've seen it.
Well, they got some money. I mean, normally robots are not made of gold. Anybody knows if you watch Lost in Space, they're made of tubes and plastic and tinfoil, parts of aluminum. So
a lot of these labels are drying up or going away, especially the labels that signed these kind of bands. For a while, there was one called Frontiers.
Still is, yeah.
Yeah, and but that it's not. A lot of artists were having issues. I'm not going to say very much because I don't want to have a horse head in my bed tomorrow. But Italian label. But anyway,
Paul Shortino again, right?
The doctor. Is he here? Anyway, I think that Golden Robot is really doing a good job of getting these bands out. And what they've explained to me is that they also help to market the bands. Most people who are in a band could be a great musician, but maybe not a great business person. They're up on the new technology. Yeah. Right. I mean, TikToking and all this shit, you got to know that, and
you do. Pinterest.
I'm still trying to get a date like you on Pinterest. It hasn't worked, but
I don't know what that is. I went on Pinterest and then right over to Timber, completely different site. So
yeah, no, I get it. I should mention, and then we're going to get back to some headlines because there are a few more, but I want to mention who's coming up on the show. People lose sleep over who's coming up on the show. So coming up is my old boss, Lloyd Kaufman, who is the president and CEO of Trauma Entertainment and the creator of The Toxic Avenger. The Toxic Avenger has a reboot coming out in 2022, starring Elijah Wood, Kevin Bacon, and Peter Dinklage as the Toxic Avenger. If you don't know, Peter Dinklage is a little person. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I think that is the correct way to say it. Anyway, Lloyd Kaufman sheds light on this movie that he produced, and he says he's not allowed to tell us about it, but if you watch the interview, I believe he does. I was fortunate to work for Trauma for a long time. He was a mentor to me in business, in movies, music, everything. And so I think that people will really enjoy that interview. That's coming up. I like to do stuff that's non-music every now and then. Lloyd Kaufman also directed a music video for a band called Grim Reaper. And Grim Reaper had a guitarist named Nick Bocott, who was my guitar teacher. Did you know that, Johnny Monaco?
I did not know that.
He wrote the column in the back of Circus Magazine every month. And then he wrote, remember the guitar column?
I was in Spotlight column in Guitar Player magazine when I was 21. Is that the one we're talking about?
No, but that's good too. Yeah, I know that Spotlight column. Yeah, you were probably a shredder back then, right?
Yeah, well, Mike Varney put me in there, so he was, looking for those kind of players. Now that I look back, I really don't know if I belonged in that because I was, probably pride myself as that, but I don't think I was that good as like some of the newer shredder type guys are.
Yes, but you could do it. And I think your career took a little bit of a different direction, and because a lot of the shredder guys aren't songwriters, and as
Right,
I've
right.
your catalog yesterday. Uh, you're obviously you're a songwriter. There's more to it than just guitar playing. I like that. I like that you have a balance of it, though. If you're a shredding fan, and I think Paul Gilbert does that too.
He does.
I've always said that he's one of the few guys who I think, if you asked him to play a Ramones song, I think he could do it authentically. I think he would downpick. I think it would sound right.
Yep.
If you ask him to play a Spice Girls song, Black Sabbath, and then if you want him to play really fucking fast, he could do it. I think you could do those things as well.
Yeah, Paul's great. I think that is kind of something that I do. Like I do have so many different angles to it, and not to like brag about it. It's more hurt me. I think it makes me look crazy. Like because most people will do one thing well, and they'll do that, but they're so far removed from the other thing that you can't cross over. Whereas I like all kinds of Beatles and pop songs and even new stuff and current music. But then of course I love all the '80s and all the shreddy stuff and the guitar things. So those are so different that it makes me look kind of like all over the place. But I don't know. That's just how I think. That's just what I like. I don't know what to say about that.
Indie Cult saying that they enjoyed Vacant Love on YouTube, and they said he sang it as great as Donnie, which is a great compliment that, because Donnie's a great talent as well. Anyway, yeah. But anyway, no, Circus Magazine was like, rock magazine. In the back, it had a one-page guitar column.
Right. Circus. Okay.
That.
Yeah.
And then he wrote for Guitar World. But anyway, he wrote Rock You to Hell, See You in Hell, anything with hell he wrote. And he is the mastermind behind my technique, which
okay. Right.
And it's an interesting technique that not everyone has been able to master. And I'm working on an instructional video, the practical instruction.
I did see a photo, an image of you from a while back where you were laying on the stage with your shirt off, with bass on top of you with blood covering your chest and face. And I'm like, now that's a guy that I want to go, get a blood test with.
It's going to be in the instructional video, that part too. I'm going to teach beginning. You are going to teach the advanced. We'll have a series of these things. Mike Varney could probably put them out for us. He'll put an ad in a magazine and sell these things. But
yes, he will.
But I'm going to teach the art of getting on stage, and I call it spinning plates. Because if you're not completely established yet, you better be interesting. And there are ways to get around your knowledge of music by selling. And I believe that I have that ability. I picked up a little knowledge of the other stuff as well. But anyway, enough about me. Lloyd Kaufman will be here. Also coming up, some interesting stuff. LA Guns is in the news as tearing up the news media.
Again?
Yeah, I know. Paul Mars Black will be here. Do you know who that is?
No, who's that?
Paul Mars Black is the original singer of LA Guns.
Now I do. I know Paul Black. I didn't catch that middle part. I knew the first in Black last name. I thought we were talking about blackface again, but no, I do know. He
co-wrote the majority of the first LA Guns record.
Mm-hmm.
And Mick Cripps was a bass player at the time.
That I've heard that name a bunch of times.
Yeah, and so they had some kind of fallout. He's going to talk about it, but he's also in a band with a guy named Joe Dog of Dogs D'Amour, and he has a brand new record coming out. He's going to talk about it here first. Also, Chris Caffery. Do you know Chris Caffery?
Just say the Jerry Caffery band.
So the Beaver Brown Cafferty band, Eddie the Cruiser Center. No, Chris Caffery was in a band called Savatage, and he is in the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. He's a great guitar player. Yeah, and
I know that band. I played with Angus Clark, who was in that band.
Yeah, and he's been in it since, because the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is Savatage. That all the members of Savatage, Paul O'Neill, who created Savatage, was involved in Savatage, created that.
Yeah.
So he will be here very soon. And I'm trying to remember. And then on Sunday, I'm talking to a young woman named Bridget West. And Bridget West was in a band called New York Loose. And they had a thing in the 90s. It didn't get as big as it should be. She lives overseas, has a solo record. And we're going to talk about old New York. We're going to talk about New York in the 80s and 90s and some other cool stuff. Danny Nordahl, who is currently in Faster Pussycat, he's the guy who falls down and hits his head. That's his thing. He was in that New York Loose band. She's got great stories, and that is coming up as well. Any chance of Linda or CJ Ramon? I think CJ Ramon will happen soon. I've been working on Linda. We'll see where that goes. The Ramones interviews are hard for me because when you're so passionate about a band and so that I really like to be prepared. But like when I talk to other things, it's people, it's not always as hard. If you missed the Johnny Monaco blackface story, you got to go back to one of our things, and it's great. Okay, so that's some of the stuff. And we'll find out about New Savatage. I believe Chris will give you the answer to what they're doing. And I think you'll probably like it. And Paul Mars Black, he had his work with the guy from Dog S'more, which is Joe Dog, and he was also in a band called the Mau Mau's that I don't know much about, but supposedly in Hollywood, that meant something back then. And then I got my phone here where I keep my notes because I can't, there's so many people on this show. It's hard to keep track. Let's see who's coming up. How could I forget? This is a good one. Vinny Appice will be here. Do you know Vinny Appice, Johnny?
Of course.
Vinny Appice is best known for Dio, I think. Boy, that guy plays some fills, huh? I mean, Rainbow and the Dark Holy Diver. This is Vinny Appice.
Love it.
He's a hard-hitting drummer and a good guy. So he'll be here. He was also in a little band called Black Sabbath. And then on top of that, he is currently in a band called Last in Line with Vivian Campbell. So he will be here.
Andrew Friedman. I play with him.
I can't hear you, Johnny.
Oh, can you hear me? Andrew Friedman. He's plays out here a lot in the bands we play with at the casinos.
Yeah, he sings in that Last in Line. He's a good guy.
Yep.
And so Vinny will be here. We're going to find out what happened. Why did John Lennon not return his mother's lasagna pan? Do you know that story?
I don't. I should know these things.
This is a good one. I'm going to tell it right now. Carmine Appice was on the show. That's Vinny Appice's brother, but he pronounces his name different. His father pronounces it Appice, just so you know. So Vinny Appice was John Lennon's last drummer. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Okay.
So there's a gentleman named Angelo. What the fuck is Angelo's last name? Curry. And he was a sound man here in Las Vegas for quite some time. He also engineered all of those Dio records. And Dio was his best man's wedding. Anyway, him and Vinny Appice grew up together in Brooklyn, New York. They had a band called Bomph. And they were recording, I believe, at the Hit Factory. And I'm close enough on this. Anyway, John Lennon needed some guys to come in and sing some backups and do some hand claps. And he really liked this young band. And he was getting ready to perform a show at the Hilton Hotel. It was a benefit for a guy that John Lennon said was two-faced. He's a music guy. And it was a night honoring this guy who John Lennon said was two-faced. And he asked this band if they would be his band. And they would wear faces on the back of their heads to represent this guy being two-faced. And so Vinny Appice played drums wearing one of these costumes, two-faced. And John Lennon would perform one more time. He jammed at Madison Square Garden, I think with Elton John. He got him played a song. But his last show as a band, and then obviously, sadly, John Lennon taken way too soon. But so Vinny Appice has really amazing stories. But at one point, he told John Lennon, my mother makes really good Italian food. You want to come over, and you want her to make you some Italian food. And a lot of famous people had come over to the house because Carmine was so famous. So guys like Rod Stewart and Rick Derringer had all stopped by from Mama Piche's lasagna. So John Lennon said he would love to try it and he likes Italian food. And they brought him a pan of lasagna. And so John took it, and that was the end of that. And so they're at a concert, Rod Stewart concert at the Garden. Carmine is playing. I believe that's what it is. No, Vinny is playing. So maybe Vinny was with Derringer or something. And his mother says, "Oh my God, there's John Lennon. Can we go say hello?" And Carmine goes, "Yeah, okay, we can go over and say hello." And she goes, imagine, by the way, John Lennon being that accessible. Sadly, that's probably why he's not with us. He was so accessible, horrible. But so John Lennon, she goes over to John Lennon and she says, "I'm Carmine and Vinny's mom. I made you the lasagna." And John Lennon goes, "Oh, yeah." She goes, "Well, what did you think?" And he goes, "It was great. Thank you so much." And she goes, "Yeah, so where's my pan? Can I have my pan back?" And so I asked Carmine, "Where is that? How rude of John Lennon not to return." Italians are very, about their pans and their plates, don't cancel me like Whoopi for that. But I know the difference. I know the difference in race. Anyway, so Vinny happens to be here. He's actually a very nice guy. You talk about a guy who's got a long career of stories. I don't think he'll put up with the same bullshit that you put up with, Johnny, but that
was a good story. I was always told it was Phil Varone, and there was the last gig and he couldn't show up, something about a boner. I don't know.
That was the penis issues. Here's a question from Cancel Bubble for you, my friend.
Okay.
Jason, serious question for Johnny. I don't know why they acknowledge me when it's for you. What was the biggest and smallest check you ever received while in Enough's Enough? It's a good question.
I never got checks from that band. It was always money under the table and was handed to me like I just did something wrong. The lowest on the low end, like $100. On the high end, I mean, like maybe 400 or something. I don't think there was much more going on than that.
Yeah. He did it for the love of music.
And so I realized I wasn't going to be able to buy the bed I ultimately wanted, so I had to jump ship. Yeah.
Well, and if people haven't seen the bed, you can tune into one of our many interviews, and you will see that. Anyway, let's see what else people want to talk about. I'd like to look at some blabbermouth headlines. I wrapped up talking about the podcast one that mentioned me. That's from Metal Sludge, and I did that interview on Sleaze Rocks, and I'm sure all those podcasters are very good at what they do. They're probably better than what I do. I listen. I'm a joke. The fact that so many people watch, as Johnny points out, I look. I gotta like this place. I look terrible tonight, Johnny. I got to get you to help me. This room looks good in the daylight when the windows are open, in this real natural light in here, but I look like a ghost, and not Tobias Forge. And so but I'm working on it. I decorated it a little bit.
Yeah, that looks fine in the back there.
I got to get like some practical light, as you suggested, a little something back there, and do something to make this sound better, because I'm shouting. I'm shouting, but I'm enthusiastic. I love this audience, and but I'm working on it because those other podcasters probably have beautiful podcasts, and they probably have ASMR where they ease you into it. When they read you the rock news, the Bullet Boys today have broken up again. It's probably very soothing. You can go to bed listening to Chips Enough allegedly lip syncing.
Allegedly,
but so. But I appreciate this. Listen, I know my audience feels they like that I do this grassroots, but there is a balance. Cancel Bubble also likes my lighting and sound. It's a little better today, but it needs to be balanced. Johnny looks good. You're on your phone, right?
Yeah. I tried to set up a different way to do it today with a microphone and a mixer, and it wasn't working with the platform. So I'm on the phone with.
There he goes again.
Oh no.
Yeah, we don't say underrated. We say underappreciated or underexposed. That's a thing we do here. Johnny is. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate that. Yes, I would like to have Johnny do more. I'm trying to figure out how to pay him.
These people.
If he can't hear us, oh, there he goes. You asked too soon. You wanted him, and now he's gone. But we're gonna look at some other headlines. Let's go over to blabbermouth.net. John Zazula has passed away. Johnny Z. For those of you who might not know Johnny Z, he is an absolute legend. If you grew up in New York City, as I did, he was someone that you saw often. Oh, wait, here's Johnny Monaco. Johnny, can you hear me?
Yes.
John Zazula passed away. I don't know if you knew him, but he was the behind Megaforce Records, and he signed.
I heard that,
yeah, he signed so many bands. He was really responsible for Metallica and Anthrax, and Ace Frehley, and so many more. And that's where Eddie Trunk worked as a rep way back in the day when he was a young guy. And anyway, so sadly he passed away. But I was saying, in New York City, that is someone you saw all the time. I saw Anthrax playing a thing at Electric Ladyland Studios, and John Zazula would be there. I also had a friend in high school who maybe dated his daughter, was friends with her. And so we would always hear the stories about the bands. And he really did break a lot of artists. And most people had very good things to say about him. It was a tragic loss. So no, I don't really have anything funny to say about it, but I do wanted to say rest in peace, Johnny Z. And I know a lot of people are fans. So on Blabbermouth right now, the top story, latest news is Billy Idol pulls out of Journey U.S. tour, Toto to step in. I know a lot of people are losing sleep. This is breaking news. And Billy Idol is having a emergency sinus surgery. I don't know about you, Johnny Monaco, but when I hear anybody have a health problem, I go, son of a bitch, I got that now.
I do feel that way. Emergency sinus. I mean, I don't. He probably wants to get it done so we can get back out there. I don't know. He looked like he was in pretty good shape last time I saw him.
Always looks good to me, but yeah, I have a fear of, like anything I hear, I'm going to get it next. And also, when somebody dies, do you look up their age and then count your age backwards? Because I do.
No, I just try to find out where they ate last.
That's good too. But I look at somebody who dies and I go, wow, that fuck wasn't too old. That could be me. The Full House guy. I go, fuck. When Betty White dies, I go, look, the broad was 1,000. What, and people are like, what a tragic loss. She was 99. Tragic loss. She lived. But the Full House guy, I go, holy shit. I'm going to fucking be dead before I get my Olsen twins show.
And we better get that custard. It could happen to anybody at any time. You don't have to be older. It could be middle age. It could be a young person. So you might as well get on Instagram and tell everybody how grateful you are now before the Grim Reaper comes and visits you in your condo.
This could be it. You're not kidding. This could be it. This conversation we're having right now could be the last conversation we ever have.
Let's hope not, because I'm starving and I'm probably going to order from Outback, even though I am on a juicing diet. But I can only drink so many vegetables. I mean, it's starting to get to me.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Listen, I hear people dying. Even this Johnny Z, 69 years old. I'm like, fuck. I'm trying to hang in there and make the most of life. Now, the other night, this is also a news story that's circulating. Rachel Bolan. She's a nice person, I'm sure. Rachel Bolan's a guy. Sorry, Skid Row. Rachel Bolan. He had an emergency appendectomy.
Now that I understand, with an emergency, there's something going on in the appendectomy region.
Have you ever checked think you're checking your appendix or think you're having an appendix?
All the time. A couple weeks ago, I'm like, I feel something. It's in that right spot down here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how fast can I get downstairs to the lobby? One time I had a panic attack and I went down there, and just so there was someone around, because I feel like if I passed out, there'd be someone to, try to figure out how to use their phone to call a paramedic, because up here I could go down and no one would know. There's no one here. I don't know anybody in this building. I don't even like them. My corpse could be in here for who knows how long. So I figured if I was down there and something happened at that moment, but they're idiots here. I would still think the guy'd probably come over and kind of like kick the corpse a little bit. Okay, you want me to call somebody? And I'd be like, shut up. You're the guy with that car with the pipe, right? Oh God, I hate that car. It would just be a bad scene. But yeah, I do. I always feel that. And then I'm going to try to like think back and go, well, did I twist? Did I do something? Did I lift? Did I maybe? And I'm like, yeah, it might have been when I was reaching for this. So it's a struggle. I mean, it's every 4 or 5 days. I think this is it. This is where it happens. And I'm going to die in Las Vegas. And what a horrible time I've had.
I think exactly the same thing. Every day, I think I should get one of these medic alert bracelets, and I've fallen and I can't get up. I think I need one of those, because I also live alone. I have a cat. I'm trying to teach the cat how to call the authorities.
No, the cats are not going to call anybody. What they're going to do is they're going to eat your dead body.
Well, they're going to eat my dead. First, they're going to lay on you for a while.
They're going to check it out, right? They think you're coming down and playing with them, and then when you don't react, that's when they start shitting, and then they'll eat you.
Yeah, but that's usually how most people are in life. Your friends will do the same thing. That's why I try not to have too many. I have virtual friends, like you, Johnny. Come here, we talk. And
I had virtual friends. I'm offending them too lately. So, they just block you now. You can't. They said, hey, wish you luck. Block.
We should find out what all the controversy is about. Did I thank Ronnie? Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate that. And I'll make sure that Johnny gets his 40 cents of that as well. And anyway, let's talk about, and Jerry. Hey, Jerry's here. Now, Jerry is the bass player for Stephen Pearcy, and he's going to be on the show soon. Jerry was also in Danzig for a number of years. He's a band called Nothing Face, and he was also in Hell Yeah with Vinnie Paul. I have a Hell Yeah news story that we're going to do in a minute about Vinnie Paul. But thank you, Jerry, for watching. And Jerry, I'll see you. Me and Jerry are going to be on the road very soon, and I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, all-star a watching party tonight. But yeah, so I think that I'm going to get everything that I hear people get. So what happened was he couldn't play, and they were doing a show, and on the bill was, I believe it was Warrant, Skid Row, and Winger. And so Robbie Crane, who was currently playing bass with Warrant, got on stage and played with Skid Row. I saw a video, and it looked like he did very good. I don't think Kip Winger would do. I don't think he knows those songs. He's a good bass player, but. Do you think it's difficult, Johnny Monaco, for someone like Robbie Crane to suddenly play a set of Skid Row music?
No, I mean he's capable. He could play that stuff. I mean, I think it's kind of a lateral move, and I think the only thing would be if you'd want to do something like that. I don't think he would have a problem playing those tunes.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the type of guy who probably is familiar with Skid Row music. He's played on the road with those kind of bands. Probably heard those songs a million times. And probably during sound check, sat down and listened a little bit. Maybe sat with one of the guitar players.
Yeah.
And but he did good. He sang backups. Rachel's a big part of Skid Row, and the show went on. It seems that unlike Tracy Guns, it seems like Rachel will be on the cruise. He's recovered. If I had an emergency appendectomy, I would be in bed for 6 months. Recover.
It's kind of a dangerous state. You don't want to have something happen while you're at sea. God forbid they run out of shrimps.
Yeah, Jimmy Bain, the late Dio bass player, as we talked about, passed away on the Monsters of Rock.
Can you imagine that? Or like in a hotel room?
And they have to leave you there because you don't know where he died. He's on the water, so you have to. What government is in charge of his remains? And I mean this with no disrespect to Jimmy Bain. I was on the road at the time when it happened, and we heard the people were on the boat crying and freaking out. It was storms the whole time. Joe Elliott was headlining and lost his voice, and then this legendary bass player is news. Life of Agony cancels U.S. shows after 2 members test positive for COVID-19.
Terrible news.
And speaking of terrible news, Wolfgang Van Halen has been nominated for a Grammy, and he says it's unbelievable.
It sure is.
Unbelievable to me, too. Have you listened to Mammoth Van Halen? Woolly Mammoth Van Halen.
Yeah. I mean, I know people give him shit and stuff for, being large and whatever. But, I mean, if you're looking at just the music, I can understand a place for that music. Personally, it's not quite my thing. But, I mean, for what it was, it's for what it is. It's fine.
It's music for younger people, I think, right? Like it's more current. I don't know. Is it?
Florida. I don't know. I don't know. It reminds me of like a new metal sound, which I never got into. Mm-hmm. But I could see where others might.
I don't think it's fair to be mad at him because he doesn't play, like Van Halen.
No.
He can be his own person. And the fact that he is a little bit, large, he has a little bit of a weight thing that he deals with, obviously. So what? I can't imagine hating him for that. People
are crazy. People just think out a reason to, they like the same. And what was he supposed to do? Like come out, and even if he came out and was just like Eddie, he would get grief for that. He's doing his own thing. I don't have a problem with it. I have to really like stuff and be into the tone, the voice, the sounds of everything. I'm real specific like that. Not everybody's that specific. They just they like all kinds of stuff, and then they go out and give everyone their movie review.
I've come to the determination on a lot of music that it wasn't meant for me. Doesn't mean it's bad. What is my opinion? No, it's meant for someone else. When I hear pop songs and people go, that's terrible, I go, I don't know. That's not meant for me. The person who it is meant for probably likes it. I heard this chick the other night. Her name is Ava Max. She's hot. And she has a song out called something about the Queen. Maybe it's called Kings and Queens. I know you have a song, Kings and Queens, on your record. But anyway, she sampled a song called "If God Was a Woman" or whatever. It was written by Desmond Child, and then it became and then it became a song called "Living." You Give Love a Bad Name. It's the same song. If I don't know if you knew, Desmond Child tried once, it didn't work, so he did it again. So anyway, this hot chick has this great song where she empowers women and stuff, and it's not for me, but you know what? It had a hook. I mean, Desmond Child knows a hook when he sees one. Chris Jericho calls Sebastian Bach the perfect rock star. He checks every box in everything. Interesting, because Sebastian Bach says that Chris Jericho lip syncs.
Oh, right. That's funny. Everyone's got the answers.
David Crosby, Stephen Stills, and Graham Nash demand removal of their group recordings from Spotify. How about that?
It's funny that I notice all these people pulling off of Spotify are like older people, and a lot of the older people don't go on Spotify because they don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. So it's like, the younger crowd and the people that are streaming and don't have like songs in a library on their iTunes, those are the people that it's going to benefit. Whereas, of course, you're a big star. You got lots of songs out. You're going to make the most money. But a lot of people like, my age and even a little younger said that they don't know how to work Spotify. Mm-hmm. I go on there, I get it, but I still don't really use it.
Yeah. There's something fun to me about these old artists fucking over a $1 billion company. There's something fun about it. And there's something fun about Joe Rogan. I don't really like Joe Rogan, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't think he's. Oh, hold on. I got to plug in my laptop. Talk to the people.
Yeah. When I first started getting into martial arts, Bruce Lee, who doesn't really get mentioned a lot, started mixed martial arts. If you'll watch the beginning of Enter the Dragon, he submits the guy with an armbar, but prior to that, it's all stand up.
Sammo Hung.
Right. So he's combining multiple arts, and that's when he came up with Jeet Kune Do. So it's mixed martial arts. Yet when you think of mixed martial arts now, you just think of some meatball that lives in Spring Valley that goes to the gym and learned how to ground fight for the past 3 years and wants to get into fights. And it's probably tough because he constantly is arguing with his girlfriend and she's a problem. So he's punching holes in the closet walls. And then I got to move in there afterwards and get blamed for it. But it's not like it used to be, this mixed martial arts thing. But what were you talking
with
about?
mixed martial arts for me, Johnny, is that I hope we're not going to offend people by talking about this. I know this is not.
There's no mixed martial artists watching right now.
This is not trickster related. So sometimes people only want to stay on that track. But what happens is you have people with different skills of martial arts. And when they come to the octagon, they announce their style. And then none of that style is actually used in the fight. Most likely you will see two men humping each other on the floor. And whoever has the best armbar or a submission will win. The Gracies were amazing for years, undefeated for ages, because they would know how to do a good lock and new points. And they were very good at it. As time went on, it's changed a little bit. But to see, for the love of martial arts and style, you usually will not see that in UFC. You'll never see a guy who's an undefeated UFC fighter, because the style, where in boxing, you can have a guy who can be undefeated because he has style that he uses. I love martial arts, but I don't feel like that. I think you're right. It appeals to meatheads. So anyway, Joe Rogan strikes me as, he was a funny kind of guy. He hosted that show where people eat bugs. Why not? Then all of a sudden he got really buff. He got really buff. He wanted to be one of the fighters and be the audience. I don't know if he's juicing, I don't know what kind of diet he's on, but all of a sudden, anyway, he's so passionate about this. It's an obnoxious sport in general to me. And so then he gets a podcast. Well, every asshole has a podcast. Look at me. Great. No problem. He likes to hunt, though. He's a hunter. Imagine that, right?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Who would think that an obnoxious asshole it would hunt? And he keeps all kinds of deer in his freezers, little hooves and shit. And not saying that if you want to eat meat, right? But if you go out and go, man, I'm going to fucking kill Bambi today, you're a little fucked in the head. You enjoy it. You enjoy cutting Bambi's throat. You don't like to cut Bambi's throat, do you?
No, I'd rather shoot someone breaking into my condo.
Yes, but people suck.
And I do, I like the fact that he's trying to get to the truth and both sides, or maybe he isn't. The fact that he's, bringing up the question, or, I'm okay with that stuff, but I don't really follow the podcast. Every time I've watched it, I don't find him interesting, but I like that he goes for questions and tries to have both sides. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know enough about him, but it's just turned lately.
I think he's high, like most of the time. I'm not insulting that. And I think I watched him with David Lee Roth, and I enjoyed it. He got a real good conversation, and Roth, who's not an easy interview. So as far as he goes, I have no problem with him having a show. I don't even know how much I agree or disagree, because like you, I don't watch it. It's not for me. And I know that he did endorse some treatments involving COVID that are considered controversial. Again, I wouldn't get my news from a podcaster. If I told you guys to do something right now, I wouldn't suggest you follow my advice, except Golden Robot Records is bringing you amazing new music, and I suggest you go to goldenrobotrecords.com and purchase it right now. But other than that, don't listen to anything that I have to say, especially if it was medical, because it's ridiculous. So I'm okay with people who want to like him or dislike him, but it is funny that he should, and that he gets paid as much as he does. There's girls on TikTok. There's a girl named Charlie. She's a dancer. She's like 18, 19. Her dancing is like, it doesn't look very exciting. She reached 1 billion TikToks. She's loaded. She's a millionaire.
Wow.
People get mad. That stupid girl, all she does is, God bless her. I wish I could do that. I want to do that. And so if Joe Rogan can get $1 billion, whatever he got from Spotify, God bless him. What do I care? If he's saying things that are irresponsible, they say they're going to put a tag on the beginning of his show. Good. I think it's smart. Hey, by the way, you're listening to a comedian who's probably juicing. Enter at your own risk when it comes to medical advice. But I do think it's funny that these musicians are like, Spotify's panicking. The Foo Fighters are threatening to leave. That's a big blow to them because now you're reaching people who probably do listen to.
Yeah. I don't know. That whole thing is, I think lately it's just because you have numbers and it's big and you reach a lot of people, even on a lower level, like some of these bands we would tour with in the 80s bands. It doesn't mean you can't account for taste. So just because you're appealing to the lowest common denominator or to the general public doesn't necessarily make it great. But they found a niche in a way that, people can relate to them. They can relate to this person. And I think that's what happens when, like the same thing happens at a Nuremberg rally. So it's like, that kind of a thing appeals to the general public. Maybe that's 90% of the population.
Did you know that Bobby Blotzer once called me drunk in the middle of the night, and he kept calling me Jason Nuremberg and saying like and saying these horrible anti-Semitic things. It's a true story.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but you just brought back a thing. But also, it's teaching Spotify about screwing their artists because I think people have ulterior motives. I don't think they even care about Joe Rogan as much as we're going to make sure that we get our money. And Mark is watching from Golden Robot Records, and he is an expert on that subject, and we should have him on to talk about.
Well, I looked it up while we were talking, and it said something like 70% goes to the artist. Of 70% of what, I don't know. But again, if you're not pulling down huge numbers, it doesn't matter you're streaming where you're at. You're still making pennies on the dollar kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, where else are you going to get, what kind of a deal do they want? They want to give everyone $1.50? Would that be better? I don't know.
Yeah, so anyway, it's an interesting story. And again, a lot of people who watch this show will fight politically or assume that they know something about me. They assume they know what party I'm affiliated with. I assure you, I don't like to party. I don't go to parties. And whatever you think, I promise you're wrong. Then people sometimes I did an interview where Joan Jett where this woman spoke about having an affair with Joan Jett. And they said, you're a typical straight man asking about this sexual thing. Well, I resent being called a straight man. I've never said on this show that I was a straight man or anything else. That is in the eye of the beholder. But if I will tell you this, if I was really the man that I meant to be, I would have asked if Joan Jett had a bush. I would have asked if she went down on her. I would have asked what it was like. I would have asked if there was any kinky things involved, maybe like a little something extra. I would really want to know the details if I was this dirty straight man that allegedly I am. Now, Golden Robot Records is here to say the rate is shit on Spotify for all artists. However, it's an excellent business card for all bands for your picks, bios, songs, tours, etc. It's extremely valuable. He has explained this on the show that it is this really great tool and that he's used it.
Of course.
And when he's on again, he'll explain this, but he's used Spotify to his advantage to get music heard. I think it's a great thing. When someone tells me now, I want you to listen to my record, that's always a dreaded thing. I'm sure for you too. Especially if it's a friend, you go, oh shit, this is going to suck. I love that I can go to Spotify and press play.
Or
I like
YouTube.
The streaming.
I go to YouTube first because it's just easy. Or, but if Spotify, I'm still, Spotify's like, for me, it's like getting in like a new car. Like I still got to figure out what's connected to, is it my desktop one? Is it this other one? Am I listening to my library? Am I listening to someone else's? It's a little confusing to me, but that's just because I'm not on it all the time. And also it came from another country where they're a little more advanced than us. It was like my first time in IKEA. But but it is a platform to get your music out, much like iTunes, much like, all these other platforms. And if it wasn't for them, nobody would hear it. Right. So I think it's important that it's beyond important to have that. If you didn't have that, who's going to hear your stuff? What you're going to do, mail a CD to someone so they can play it on the CD player they don't have because you can't buy one anymore.
Johnny Monaco, I have a Walkman with cassettes. this is a prime example of the kind of comments that I get politically. Rogan has always listened to both sides, left or right. Fine with me. But then he says, now the left doesn't like a particular interview. Okay, well, here is the problem. I only get people who get mad who blame the left. I blame everybody. I don't give a fuck if you're left or you're right. But I get people who get very mad and they make sure that they say it's the left. Now, maybe because we have a Democratic president right now, maybe we just blame him for everything. But it's a very strange thing to me that I don't like to choose sides, and I don't think it's necessary. And I don't think that Joe Rogan is being canceled by the left. He is giving information that is considered false, not by the left or the right, but by scientists and doctors. And listen, maybe Joe Rogan's onto something, but it is dangerous to say what he's saying. But listen, that's for somebody smarter than me. I find it hard to take someone like Joe Rogan as being cool when he's getting $100 million. Who relates to that? If someone gives me $100 million, I got a feeling this audience is going to tune out tomorrow. The good thing is I probably won't be here anymore.
No, you won't. We'll probably be at Outback.
Yes, we could. But so anyway, everyone is okay with what they do. I do. Yeah. And Windwar's pointing out that he's not a Trump fan. I always say it's okay who you like. Politics. I've always done this show to keep away politics and all this talk. Today we're having a little fun, and because politics are now playing a little bit of a part in the music news, because these musicians are. And I would agree that I don't think that Joe Rogan said something once. I believe he says that continuously. So people have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't. Anyway, enough of that. But it's interesting, and we'll keep our eyes glued to the screen. Tesla's Frank Hannon pulls out of Monsters of Rock cruise due to ongoing and changing COVID issues. Okay, so the Monsters of Rock cruise. If you're paying attention here at the 2-hour mark, we've lost another one on your score sheet. Frank Hannon no longer on the cruise. Okay.
Oh, no.
Cheap Trick will support Rod Stewart on their U.S. tour this summer. Sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, good. They're both good.
Yeah, that sounds cool. And listen, if you guys want to check out music, maybe go see a tour like that. Who knows how much longer Rod Stewart is going to be out there? This is don't have regrets. I've missed shows and I go, I should have went to that. What was I thinking? One night I was dating a girl. She went to see John Lee Hooker, and I went to see Sebastian Bach. I've seen Sebastian Bach, 50 times. I should have seen John Lee Hooker, a chance to see an absolute blues legend. But we're running out of time with people, and we might be running out of times ourselves. So go see this. We should go see Cheap Trick. Me and you, John.
I would love to go see Cheap Trick. And it's funny you say that, because as we speak, my friend Ryan Johnson just texted me a ticket to go see Styx and Nancy Wilson at the Venetian Center 5th row. And it starts in 40 minutes.
Would you want to go?
I mean, I guess I told him I'm in the middle of this, but he's like, tell him you got to go. You've got the 5th row ticket for Styx.
He called me once. Hold on. I'm not sure what we said. I'm glad my comment on Kira was finally mentioned. Not even sure. Anyway, you start getting ready to go. But Ryan Johnson once called me with a ticket to see Boston, and I had to go to Mandalay Bay, and I went and I saw Boston. Anyway,
I'll talk to you while I get ready. I should probably go to this, right?
Yes.
I like Styx, and tomorrow I'm playing at the MGM, and I was telling my guy about it, and he's like, well, let's do Blue Collar Man tomorrow. So I'm supposed to learn it. And because that's such a great song, and he sings it so well. And I think that's a good barometer for if someone says they can sing, it's like, well, can you sing Blue Collar Man? If
this guy was thinking maybe you should take the smoking neighbor with you.
No, that guy, I want to push that guy off the balcony.
Styx. I saw a show a bunch of years ago. It was a Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Styx and REO Speedwagon.
Oh, all my favorites. Yeah. All three.
REO Speedwagon was my favorite of the night. Styx is good, but I think Styx needs to have Dennis DeYoung in the band. Styx is such a funny band. They're so divided. There's the heavy songs,
Yeah,
and then there's the Dennis DeYoung stuff, which is also amazing.
yeah. I'm not really into the theatrical stuff, but Dennis DeYoung can sing. I mean, they're just really good singers, and you're talking about people. What if I missed it and then someone died? Would I be kicking myself? I don't know. I'm probably going to be more upset about how much it cost to park.
Have you never seen Styx before?
I don't go to a lot of concerts, Jason. I mean, I don't think I have, but I watch it on YouTube. It's just like a concert.
Do you always hang your jeans on a hanger?
I do on some of these because these were my dad's hangers.
Mm-hmm.
And I used those. The Soundpost. This was an old music store from Mount Prospect that I used to go to. And here's an original Queensryche shirt.
Nice.
It's like a 15-year-old lives here. And my Led Zeppelin shirt. Here's my GIT shirt. I don't know why I even have this. Oh, here's my Racer X shirt. I don't know. This is the old section. And these are the stuff I usually kind of wear. And then this is like for summer. And then I got this just in case I need to go in disguise somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This whole thing, I don't even get close.
Hey, I got to tell you, when we wrap the show, I'll text you the story. What is that thing right there? Looks like you had a picture of Ron Jeremy. Was that William Conrad?
No, that's Cannon.
Okay.
Cannon.
I thought that was the late Ron Jeremy.
Who's the paper tiger?
But yeah, I got to tell you a quick story.
I'm listening.
No, I can't tell you now. I got to tell you privately. But anyway, Supreme Jeans. So anyway, so listen, tight. Johnny Monaco is on his way to see Styx. I think it's great. And
I'm starving though. I don't even know if I'm gonna pull this off. I might pass out. They got food there, right? That's probably expensive though. The Venetian, kind of expensive.
Well,
right?
What's his name will take care of you. Ryan will take care of you.
I think I'm going by myself. I think I'm just.
He got stuck with it. He got stuck with a ticket. I get it.
Well, no, he's a ticket guy, so he's being nice enough to give it to me. But he said he's not a huge Styx fan, and then I was bringing it up for some reason today. I'm like, oh, Styx and they're playing. He's like, oh, you want to go? I got the front row or center, fourth row center. It's good seats. And then who's playing after that? Nancy Wilson?
I think Nancy Wilson goes on first.
He told me it starts that they go on at 8:10. Styx.
Wow.
Well, I got to get my popcorn. I got to get the. God, this is going to wreck my whole diet.
Styx would open for Nancy Wilson.
I mean, I don't know. That's what he's saying.
Is Nancy Wilson the blues singer, or is this Nancy Wilson who was married to Cameron Crowe?
No, from Heart.
Yeah, that's the one who was married to Cameron Crowe.
I'm going to wear this shirt, I guess. Stupid shit.
A lot of people like the fake Dennis DeYoung. I don't. And I saw Dennis DeYoung play with Jeff Watson of Night Ranger.
Okay.
They were great. Yeah, but he played the theatrical songs,
Yeah, he does that. He's I mean, I like the heavier stuff, like there's like Renegade but like Lady and all that stuff. I mean, they have those songs have soul. There's something in them that I remember in my youth. And you don't hear him saying, oh, I wrote them because Jesus spoke to me and he told me how to write these songs, He didn't say any of that. Just put them together. And he used to live in Michigan. He drove his car all the way to Chicago and they had rehearsed. I used to go to a music store called DJ's Music. And they would always be in there.
DJ Ashba's music?
No, that's the Waterline.
He sells water and T-shirts.
Bedazzled jeans.
What size is your waist, Johnny?
Probably like a 29. 28,
I didn't know they had odd size.
28, 29.
Yeah.
I got to swoosh. I'm listening. Go ahead.
If you have any last questions for Johnny, but otherwise, I want to remind everybody that this was brought to you by Golden Robot Records. And I am so glad to be involved with the Golden Robot family, as well as having my record. Since he Rejects Death of a Nation released on Golden Robot. And he's got all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, I'm not, I know people that are in negotiations with Golden Robot. There's some amazing stuff. There's amazing music coming your way. And I'm excited to talk to you about the artists that you may not know. because there are artists from all over the world, and that's what I think is kind of exciting. I kind of want to get into different music, because I tell you, I don't listen to enough. Is enough. Thank you. Be here all week.
Want to wish everybody a happy 2020.
You know, it says here, someone's saying, don't forget your eyeliner, because there might be some hotties there. If there's
can't
hotties,
wear eyeliner anymore. I look like I'm transitioning. I mean, and more than whenever I go to Starbucks and they're very nice to me because I have long hair, and they don't associate long hair with guitar playing anymore. They're just like, just be nice. We don't want to get sued. He's probably transitioning.
The thing about the hotties is you've got to hope that someone brought their daughter. You know what I mean? Because some of these bands are a little older. When I first went on the road with Winger, I thought there's gonna be a lot of girls here, and then I realized you either got to find someone who won a contest and doesn't know what they're going to, or somebody who's got a legal age child, a kid. You can't say child.
Child. Yeah. No, I hear you. I'm sure that's would be the case. Oh, this is my daughter, and then you got to be like, hi. And then his eyes passed by gaze to
sometimes you can pull the mother-daughter combo. It's not easy. It can be done.
I cannot do that. I am not a porno guy. I just would not be able to sleep after that.
It's not easy. And it's tricky. You're gonna have to get somebody who's like 18, and that's frowned upon, and then a mother who was like 16 when she had the 18. You do the math, 16 and 18, 16. That's 4. I think that's like 42 or something. I'm not positive, but
that's I have enough problems, Jason. I've been juicing. I'm starving.
Identical twins are good too.
I gotta drink the rest of this. I don't know.
You have an upset stomach if you do that.
Yeah, I got half of Tim's eggplant parm, which I wasn't going to eat, but Tim works over at Rebel Tickets with Ryan.
Oh, okay. You say the name if people know. I thought like it was Tim Bogarts or something.
Tim Bogart. No, actually, he was a teacher at GIT when I was there.
He's deceased, I think, right?
Yeah, he was always such a prick, but he was funny. But he was kind of mean, but he was funny.
This person is saying that they're surprised that Winger in Des Moines had no hotties. I will point out it was North Dakota.
Well, there's someone for everyone, except I don't know.
Kenneth says, remember your wallet, but I don't really think you need to because you have. Oh no, you're gonna be alone. You better bring your wallet.
Well, I have my. I don't have a wallet, but what I do is I do it this way. I just have everything with a rubber band around it. This is my gun card, my firearms card, and then my license and my credit cards.
Speaking of firearms, I'm going to tell you a story when you'll like this one.
Okay.
When you're on your way. So anyway, listen, Johnny, I'm going to let you go because it's great. This is Las Vegas, by the way. This happens. You get called to go to a concert with minutes notice. And
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I like to prepare more, but I didn't think we were going to be talking as long as we did, but we have a lot of people watching, right?
We went over time, but I was going to wrap it up after 90 minutes, but there's 200 people presently watching.
Yeah, that's a pretty good it's a good looking group, and thanks everybody for it's not me, it's not my show, but I appreciate you sticking around. And I don't know if it was as crazy as it normally is, but I thought it was a fun I'm talk.
Only worried that because we talked about like Whoopi Goldberg for 2 minutes, that people were upset and will log out, and it's stupid because they missed, I think, what was fun. But and Johnny, you're a part of this family. We're building this all together, and I love having you here, and the audience loves having you on. And I know the discussion was kind of loose, and we missed some of the headlines.
It wasn't maybe as funny or as crazy as normal, but
you were fine. I wanted
drinking.
To talk about Chips Enough's solo record. We'll have to save that for next time.
Oh, please. Yeah, that's big news.
I expect a full review of the Styx Nancy Wilson concert.
Yeah, boy, I guess I'm going to go over to the Venetian, and it's going to be expensive at the park there, right? I don't even know what it's going to cost.
Probably, but you could probably find one of those free places nearby and walk over.
How do you do that?
The Cosmo gives you. Are you a local?
Well, yeah, but I don't have a driver's license from here. I usually talk my way out of these places. like I say, I played in the casino, and they normally let me out, but I don't know about this one. What's the Venetian? Is that at the end? I think that's the far one, right? Way down there.
The farthest one is the Palazzo. The Venetian is before the Palazzo.
So the best way is probably to get off at like Flamingo or something, or
I don't know that kind of talk. Someone would like to know who's singing on Chip's solo record.
I believe a Golden Robot. No, I
There
don't
may
know.
be free parking at the Venetian. Sin City Collector thinks there may be
Really
parking.
Oh, that would be great. I don't know who's singing on that. I believe it's whoever was singing on the Exorcist movie soundtrack.
I lost with that. Jerry, thank you for watching and hanging out with us and having fun. And you'll come on and tell some stories soon. You got some great ones. And we'll have tons of new Stephen Piercy stories too, believe me. Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot you got the little clapper thing there for your
I got my switches on the ground. They're like guitar switches, but I guess I look okay, right? This works, right?
Yeah. Listen, it's not a fashion show.
Well, it kind of is. You know whose band shirt this is? This is Julian or Sean Lennon, John Lennon's son, and he has a girlfriend named Charlotte Mall, and they have a band called Uni. Yeah, right. And this is their band Uni. They're really good. Uni, UNI. Great.
Sounds like fish.
I love that. They're just really good. I covered one of their tunes on my YouTube channel. Let's see. What do I need here? I need.
It says only 69 people have liked this video. Considering 5,000 people have watched tonight, that sounds a little low. So make sure that you do that. Now, I also want to remind everybody to go and Johnny's Facebook. He was reinstated, so go and that. And then also, I recommend you listen to his music. It's great stuff.
Thank you.
And we'll try to get some links into there as well. What do you have in there? A sandwich?
Eggplant parm.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not enough. I'm starving.
Yeah, I like.
I'm so hungry right now, but I didn't know how long we were going to go, and I don't
know if this is a question you want to answer, but someone wants to know what kind of gun you carry.
Oh, I don't carry it. It's got like a little 25. It's my dad's. He used to carry it from the barbershop to the car because the neighborhood was getting a little questionable. And then when he died, I got it, and it needs a lot of work. It's not really something that you want to rely on.
Did you live in like the neighborhood where they filmed Shameless, or
where his barbershop was? It was kind of getting a little rough, but I don't need a gun out here. I mean,
Well, you don't want to say that, Charles Bronson. When you get it, you let people wonder.
That wouldn't be the one I would.
You might have talked a little trash tonight. Now everyone knows where you're going now.
All right, bring it.
But then again, there might be some fans who are going to see Styx as well, and they want to say hello to the great Johnny Monaco, and now's their chance.
Well, I don't know if I have any. I don't know what to do. Sometimes you can't bring like stuff like this in to like.
Probably not. What is that?
It's alcohol to clean your hands.
Oh well, why wouldn't you just have like a normal person's
like this?
You can bring that.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I like to squirt it on. But I guess I could bring this one. But yeah, this is.
Anyone's watching, I'm packing. That's all I'm going to tell you.
I don't find any need for it unless there's, I'm going to be. I just don't find any need where I'm going to need to bring a gun somewhere. I mean,
what if Tommy Shaw gets ornery and there's that Monaco.
He doesn't seem like that type. He seems like a very pleasant person.
Well, he was in a band with Ted Nugent, so he's fucking nuts.
Oh, yeah. I watched a couple of his interviews. He seemed okay. I forgot about that.
I should shut up. He's supposed to be on the show.
Maybe I don't want to go now. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's fine. I think Styx is going to be on the show, but yeah. All right,
I got my mask. I got my parm. I got my ticket on the phone, and let's just walk down the hall here, and if I lose you,
so you lose connection.
Yeah, this is kind of like when you go out to sea and you keep going, and eventually, that's it, and then
Do you know who Bernard Goetz was?
Who?
Someone's calling you Johnny Getz. Bernard Getz was the New York subway vigilante. He these kids try to mug him with screwdrivers, and he blew them away.
Yeah, well, let's not. I don't want to give myself away quite yet, but
I used to see him at the post office in New York. I worked at a record store called Revolver Records, named after the Beatles album, of course. When I would go to the post office, I would see Bernard Getz, and I thought he was a hero, to be honest. You shouldn't fuck with people. I think we lost Johnny. Oh, no, there he is.
No, hold on. I want to switch over to my. I
think he's switching over, transitioning. I mean, he might be. I don't know. We'll see if he comes back. I think he was trying to turn the camera around. So, Revolver Records was on West 8th Street, but yes, I did. I worked there in high school. Great memories. I showed bootleg videos to Mick Jones from The Clash, and then he signed my. Oh, now you're on 50 of these things.
40.
And then, yeah, and so Mick Jones I met there, and I brought Dee Dee Ramone to that store when I worked there, and yeah. All right, now elevators are known for bad connections. See, and I'm going to wrap this up in just a minute, because without Johnny Monaco, there's no reason to go on. And I meant to talk about Bob Wall passing away. I didn't get to there. Rest in peace, Bob Wall. I was fortunate to meet him. Bob Wall played O'Hara in the Enter the Dragon movie. And he was also in Return of the Dragon. And he was a martial arts legend. Words don't hit back. And yeah, he's heard Bob Wall passed, right?
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that last time.
Yeah. Well, he just passed, though. We didn't know last time he was alive. He died like yesterday.
Oh, jeez.
And he, so there are not many people left from Enter the Dragon. Jackie Chan is still alive, and he is in Enter the Dragon for a few seconds.
Was he? Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And Sammo Hung is also in Enter the Dragon. He is alive. After that, it gets pretty slim pickings. Return of the Dragon, Chuck Norris is alive. Okay.
How do you get to the, where did I say this? Venetian?
Venetian. I don't know how to get there.
Oh, that's right. You don't drive. When are we going to start your driving lessons?
We'll start on the way to the custard.
I want to get the custard before it ends. I think maybe get the custard first.
It's freezing out. You want to get custard?
No, I'm just trying to get at your paper.
Yeah, no,
that's what the kids say. Right? Get that cheddar, that sweet cheddar. I think so. I don't know where I'm going. I want to think that you get on the highway, and then look at her.
I'll be honest with you. I don't really know where you live.
Oh, I live on Las Vegas Boulevard.
Oh, like
south.
Towards the bootlegger?
Yeah.
You're past Mandalay Bay, right?
That's right.
Yeah, then you take that highway. I don't know what the fuck you call it. I mean, you could take the strip all the way down, but it could be crazy.
No. You take the highway, but I want to know where to get off.
Yeah.
If you can, I don't want to look it up because I don't want to lose you, but I think you get off at like Flamingo.
Sin City Collector will let us know. He you know where he is now. He's on Las Vegas Boulevard. So he'll my friend Jay will give you directions. Somebody just used the word jab in the chat. That is the most obnoxious word.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I could do 2 hours on that.
Condo. Stupid place.
The fucking jab. I mean, I'm not going to get a jab. Don't you jab me. I like 2 jabs.
It's like,
shut up.
It's like a real, oh man, my brakes don't sound good.
There you go. 15 north to South Spring Mountain. 15 north to Spring Mountain. You got it?
Oh, get off at Spring Mountain?
Yeah.
Are they sure? Because I don't have time to mess around.
I think he's positive. He was driving me around all day.
Okay, so I get off at Spring Mountain and then I take a left on Las Vegas Boulevard?
Jay, when he gets off at Spring Mountain, does he take a left onto Los Angeles Boulevard. Okay, so he'll get you that answer. Jay's listening, and he will get that. Get that.
That sound good. Look at this. Look at this right out the traffic. Oh man, this place.
But yeah, jab is a dumb word, and it's used by.
Yeah, I don't like when they say that either. It's like a very hip, like a very like slick way to say it. And I also don't like when someone's really sick, and then someone responds with "that sucks."
Yeah.
You know, that sucks should be reserved for like a band or the end of a movie. But when it's something serious like a health issue, I don't know. Sucks. And then they always throw the word loved ones and family in there. What about the people that don't have those? You know, they can't play.
Yes, I'm with
loved ones.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm driving right now. I'm going to go past the bootlicker.
Yeah. Big Audio Dynamite, great band. Yeah, Mick Jones was in that band as well. I don't remember. I remember the name Big Bad Zero, but I don't remember the band. People would like you to post pictures of the show. I'm assuming they mean.
Oh, you know what? I just missed I was talking to you, and I didn't get on the highway. Okay, so now I'm on Las Vegas Boulevard. I just passed the bootlegger. And I think I can get on the highway up here by that mall. You know what I'm talking about?
He says take a right on Las Vegas Boulevard. That's what Jay is saying. If you can get on that freeway, you take a right onto Las Vegas Boulevard.
Oh, then it's back. So I got to go past it and come back. Okay, well, right now, I already blew it. I already blew my...
Load.
I already blew my get on the highway thing.
It's
so
Wednesday.
Now I got to go down.
It's Wednesday. There's nobody out. You have 40 minutes. Take this.
Yes. See, I'm a little uptight.
He said before the mall, get on the highway. Is it too late for that?
I got to go down. I just crossed over Warm Springs. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go down by this mall, by where the Guitar Center is and stuff, and then the town and country or whatever it's called.
Town Square?
And then I'm going to get on the highway.
Yeah, that's what he's telling you. Right before the mall, which is Town Square, get on the highway. I apologize for my New York accent.
That's right. No, that's right. That's not. That's totally right. And Mandalay Bay is right there, so I get on right before Mandalay Bay, and then which I'll be at. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm at the MGM. And here's that Chick-fil-A, which I would go in there, but I'm not sure I would break out into flames. And also, it's not on my diet.
Boy, they got some stuff in there.
Let's see if I could turn this camera around for you. How do I do that?
They don't have Chick-fil-A in a lot of places.
Oh, no?
No, and they're not open on Sundays. And I believe they may hate gays and minorities. I'm not positive, though.
You think so?
I don't know. I don't have an opinion, but I've heard that. The freeway entrance is right in front of Chick-fil-A, I'm told.
Yeah, here's here. Yeah, but that's on that side of the street, so you can't cross. I got to go right here. See where it says 15? 15? But that says 15 north, and that's where I want to go. So right here is where I got to go, and I got to get on the 15 up here and get on the – look at this guy. Got to watch these people, man. They're the worst drivers out here. So right here, this guy. We're going to get on. I'm going to make the move right here. And
Jeremy, I think
15 north Salt Lake.
Jeremy's a little upset. He said this part of the show was riveting.
Like Chick-fil-A.
I think either he doesn't like Chick-fil-A or he doesn't like you getting directions. But see, I think this is what makes the special good. And the other thing is you can always log off and watch,
hey, this is live. This is like live action right here. I mean, how much more you want? I mean,
and there could be an accident, and
that's right. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, I mean, there could be something like that happening. Or merging. This guy's right next to me. There we go. Driving out here.
I like when a company like Chick-fil-A is like does something wrong and then they go, oh no, we didn't say that. We're okay with it. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's like a serial killer. I didn't really mean it. Okay, well, you're fine then. But I don't care. The LGBT and the Q and the LMNOP. I'm completely support them.
Yeah, this is. Coming up here on the left, we have the Allegiant Stadium where we saw the Rolling Stones.
Yes.
So usually I take Tropicana, Frank Sinatra. That's what I usually take, and I get off and I get right to Mandalay Bay. But the Venetian is at the end of the strip, kind of down where Scotty Griffin is.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's way further down than that. But
yeah, but it's that end of the strip. I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
And you can see everything here. Can you see all that?
Mr. Jane Public was nice enough to compare us to those wacky modern comics, Laurel and Hardy.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Is he making fun, or is that a compliment?
I take it as a compliment.
You
ever see Laurel and Hardy?
Yeah, but we're both the one guy.
I'll be the fat guy. It's okay.
You can't. No, you're not. Look at there's the elite. A lot.
I mean, which one do you want to be?
Well, Ollie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know which one I would be. See, I just you said, oh, Spring Mountain. You said, and then take a right. I thought the Venetian was further down.
Here's a comment that I don't really understand, but that's why I'm attracted to it. It says, "Why can you hate Jesus but not gays?"
Oh,
it's deep.
I mean, I guess I understand. I mean, I don't know.
I don't hate Jesus or gays.
Right. We just don't like the institutions that pander it and use it as a tool to market themselves. But if somebody
wants to go there, that's okay with me. I don't give a fuck. That's called not my problem.
Okay, so I'm really taking your word on this Spring Mountain thing.
Yeah, Jay knows. Jay's giving you good advice. He knows.
All right, so Venetian. That's where we're going. So are you seeing all this? Am I getting it all?
Yeah, we're seeing the Areola or the Aria.
All right, yeah, we're
beautiful.
Spring Mountain. Here's the
Bellagio.
Yeah. And then we got up here, and then we're going to stay to the right because we're going to go right. And here's Spring Mountain. So I'm guessing I thought it was further down. I guess I don't know where I'm doing anymore.
No.
I haven't been here that long. You know, I mean, I've driven around this town, and I've been in and out of these casinos. But it's still a little new to me. And what's that? Lisa Vanderpump? There's Rod Stewart.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's Caesar's Palace.
That's right.
Caesar actually stayed there.
Yeah, I think I know someone that works the pool there at the Venus.
Yeah, she's got a nice rack.
Tamron, she's very nice.
Yeah. After I said she had a nice rack, you shouldn't have called her out by name.
Very nice. I almost peed in that pool.
Jay says park at the Palazzo. It's better parking, but I
don't know about.
They're connected, but who knows.
I hope I'm going the right. I think I went the wrong direction.
No, it's right over there. You can almost see it. I see it.
So yeah, but I got to go. You see it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I went the wrong way because we don't want to go west. Oh man. Yeah, I did. I went the wrong way. Do I go this way? No, that's the wrong way. I went the wrong way.
How do you get off?
I should have looped around and went. Well, I could cut through here. So
yeah, get
Western,
off.
This is like where the ghetto is.
So what?
I mean, it's like surrounded. You got all this rich stuff, and then it's surrounded by that.
Yeah.
So let me see where I'm going.
That's
here.
the Trump right in front of you.
That's right.
No wonder you are in the ghetto.
What?
That hotel claims to have more money than it really does.
It's the best hotel. It's very famous. It's gonna be amazing. You will not believe the size of the shrimps. You think you get good shrimps on the cruise? We got all the shrimp.
It's fantastic, and all the employees have very big hands. It really is tremendous and fantastic. They were denied a gambling license, so they have no gaming, and in fact, it's struggling very badly.
It's fantastical.
So I think it smells like weed down here. So now what I'm thinking
you're doing it right.
Yeah. So now what I think is, okay, I'm at the corner of Desert Inn and Sammy Davis Jr. Oh, we were just talking about him.
Yeah, there's the Love Boutique. Hey, the Love Boutique has a porno hall of fame, and I am in it. I signed their wall or whatever right there. Yeah.
Puppetry of the Penis.
Yeah,
on stage.
I'm enshrined there, not Puppetry of the Penis, but I'm enshrined at that place.
It's ridiculous.
They screened one of my movies there.
And we were also just talking about Phil Varone. Speaking of puppetries of penis.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what do I got to do? Yes, where's your guy?
I got people crying about the left again. It's amazing. You crybabies, get over it.
Listen, right now, the most important thing is me getting to the Venetian. Because if I miss Blue Collar Man, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yes, I'm hearing Go Straight.
All right.
But yeah, I know where you are. You're on Industrial.
Look at, there's Trump's hotel.
There's the Trump. Nobody out.
It looks filthy.
Yeah.
It looks like gold, sort of gold. That gold that's been like spray painted gold.
They call that the big lie.
So it's like, let's see here. Oh, this is not looking like a good area. This is the wrong side of the. Oh no, this is right, isn't it? Yeah. That's Hollywood or Hollywood.
They do a YMCA dance party in the lobby of the Trump every night, and it's for fat middle-aged men in toupees. I cannot confirm if Phil Lewis goes, but they do this YMCA dance, and then idiots think that person's their hero. I've never found a politician that was my hero ever. Right, left, up, down.
That's right.
They all suck. Yeah, fuck them.
So this is Las Vegas Boulevard, and there's the Wynn, and then we're going to go left, and we're going to go that way. So I'm guessing the Venetian is going to be coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I think it's down this way, and yeah,
200 people watching you drive.
You see that guy cut me off in this stupid car in front of me.
That's
these new cars, they get it so it's like doll finish, it's like satin. If I want a new car, I want it shiny. Okay, I want a shiny car. I don't want a dull car that looks like it was someone put primer on it and said, "Here you go." All right, so now this is the Win. Look at him. He thinks he's a smart guy. So I'm gonna get right. Look, I'm gonna push him forward. Push. Oh, my brakes don't sound good. Oh, I know why. Because I've been driving my car.
Someone's saying, "Why are you going left?" But I think you're doing okay.
I think that was the way I was supposed to. I had to go around because I missed my. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe he's right.
You might have went too far.
Oh, Jesus.
What's that? What's that on your right? What's that sign?
It says Win and Jet.
Yeah, you're too far.
Yeah, now I'm getting into the bad area.
Yeah, wrong. You got to go back.
Yeah, I thought I was going the other way.
You overshot your
right down there. That's all the old part of town.
Mm-hmm.
Can you turn left on a red arrow?
I don't know. You're almost at Scotty's house now.
Yeah, that's where he lives, right there, right straight ahead. Yeah, I thought I was going the other way. I got turned around. See, this always happens. This is like I should know where I'm going, and I don't have my GPS on. And whenever I don't have my GPS on, it's like when I do a show without my iPad, kind of guessing, is it a G? Is it an A? So many songs.
It doesn't matter. Eric said that this episode's really evolved. I can't believe we're all just watching a guy try not to be lost. A musician once told me, can't remember who it was, but he said Jakey Lee said this. If you don't know a song that well and you can't find the note, just move around in the general area. It's better than hitting a wrong note. Just kind of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but if you keep doing that throughout a whole set, that's not going to work.
Yeah. I think it was for bass playing, though, to be honest.
Well, yeah, for bass, you can get away with our drums.
Yeah. I think it was bass.
But, look at this. So, yeah, this is the way I went the wrong way here.
You're still doing just fine. You got time. I think Nancy Wilson goes on first. He's crazy.
I mean, I asked him what time, and I got a guy over there now. This guy, our friend Brett, who used to work for Rebel, is over there now in the box office at this place. Mm-hmm. So I got some guys here. I got some connections, and I mean, he might have just told me that to rush me to get me over here.
I think he did. He must know that you lollygag.
No, I don't. I'm on it. I mean, look I wasn't even wearing pants 25 minutes ago, right before the guy complaining about me getting lost logged on. But I'll tell you what, first of all, I'm not lost. And second of all, I didn't know this was happening. I thought we were going to spend some time and I was going to do this thing,
Waste some time.
and then go across the street and get something to eat. And then
I just ran my fingers through my hair, and I realized that I can't be in LA Guns.
Wait a minute, it's Venetian. That's the one, right?
That's the one.
So do I go in this way? It's right there.
The Venetian.
Is this where I go in? It's so hard out here to navigate. It's way back there. No, it's not here. It's got to go up a little. Look at this. It's crazy out here.
Yeah, strip is beautiful tonight.
Yeah, there it is. The Venetian is up there. Oh, jeez.
I think you just hit somebody.
This is why you don't have a nice car out here. Oh, all right. So here's the Venetian, and I believe what's this? Venetian Plaza. Palazzo
is the one my friend said you should park at.
Oh, that's right there.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter though, does it? Is it going to matter?
No, they're connected, but it's up to you. But I think it is easier to get into that lot.
Oh, it is?
My friend says turn now.
All right.
Everyone's saying take a left.
It's going to be like $30. I know it. Okay.
Well, you probably got a $200 ticket.
Still.
Yeah. Well, to see two washed up bands.
Yeah, it's probably more than that, actually, that ticket. But it was nice of him to actually give me that. But I saw that show, The Love Show.
Yeah, it's good.
Ryan took me to that. That was great. He took me to see System of a Down.
That's awesome.
Right before they canceled for COVID. I saw that show. And then I also saw the Rolling Stones. He takes me to a lot of good shows, and he offers me to go to all of them. He wants me to always go to see the nights. And I never do because I don't know. I don't know. I just being around those people.
Well, there is a pandemic. I know people get mad when I say that, but
yeah,
the more chances that you go out, the more chances that you will get this horrible thing that everybody seems to be getting.
That's right.
Twice.
That's right. So the Venetian is right there and up there, and then I'm supposed to park in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's exhausting. Could have just stayed home.
The Countess is here. Countess, you can join us just in time. This is when the show gets riveting. We've only been on for 2 hours and 48 minutes.
I could have stayed home and just sang Dreamboat Annie in my underwear. But
Kenneth, thank you. Kenneth enjoys wasting time with us. Makes him happy watching, which I appreciate. Makes
Treasure
me happy
Island.
too.
Free parking at Treasure Island.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Ron.
you end up getting bed bugs. Allegedly. Oh, it's cold. I got to turn the heat on.
It's very cold out right now. Yeah.
Well, normally this wouldn't be cold, but I think since I've been out here.
Well, your blood thins out. When I left New York, my blood thinned out, and now it's cold out here. But when I was in a snowstorm, it was different.
Exactly, just like on Buck Rogers, and when he found out who the reptilian people were, he turned up the air conditioning, and then they started dropping like flies because they're warm-blooded and are cold-blooded.
Johnny, do me a favor. I gotta take a piss. You just keep the people entertained, okay?
Yeah, I'll try, man. I'm just trying to go in here and
just here.
Look at the Venetian. The Venetian. So this is where we're going up here. This guy's telling me to go in here. That was a long light. These lights suck. All right. Keep right. Okay. What I want to do here is I want to look for the general parking. Or just say left lane, valet. Just go, you stupid ass. Left lane, drop off. Just want to park. Regular parking is up here?
Pickup parking, yeah.
No, just general parking.
General parking, stay in the right lane. You'll wrap around and go down the ramp.
Thank you. Freaking robot. Like Mark Zuckerberg. So stay to the right lane. Look at this. Everything's a big ordeal out here. It's going to wrap around. Oops. Wrap around. And then I'm going to go down. Must be Nancy Wilson's car. And I'm going to go down the ramp. I'm going right back where I came. Well, what does that do? Oh, here's the ramp.
Thank you, Johnny, for entertaining.
All right, they should put a sign. There should be a sign here. There should be a sign.
Been doing the show for 4 hours and haven't peed, And I like to sit down and pee. I don't know about you. I feel like it shouldn't be reserved for ladies. It's much more comfortable. And, it was good for me. Thank you, folks.
The park for my parking. Let's see. Self park.
Are you?
Here we go.
Are you going to pay for this?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Did they have a sign?
Well,
How much?
how else am I going to? It's going to be like I said, like $30 or something. Oh wait, they didn't. There's no parking thing. I just park free.
Yeah, I think that's what my friend was saying. So
Really? Oh wait, I'm still not at the end yet. Maybe this is parking for the people that work here. Hold on. Self parking and employment center. Well, I don't have any employment, and I do want to park my car.
Oh, geez.
Earthquake. All right, hold on. Self parking.
Hey, here's Michelle. Michelle says it's free. My friends will say it's free. Jay says it's free too at the Venetian.
I think it is free.
They're saying it's free.
Unbelievable. Good call to that guy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jay is good, and Michelle.
That's like a whole chicken dinner at the Outback.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now I need to know where to park closest to the part where you go in. So
anyone know that? Well, I don't know if they can see that.
I see casino with a sign. So, but I need to park closer to the other.
Somebody said Chip would have already parked by now, but I think Chip would have hitchhiked.
No, Chip would have valeted it and spent the $40 because he's bad with money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wait, casino. All right, wrong way. This is looking like something. I just need to park down here somewhere and just call it a day. Chip would have parked by now. Shut up. All right, let's see.
The fans are learning how to get to you.
All right. What's this over here? Look at that Corvette. Yeah, that's what I need, a Corvette. And we're renting a car when I go to LA. I keep telling them I need a Corvette, and they're like, "You're getting an SUV." I'm like, "I don't want an SUV." All right, what's this? Oh, here's a spot. Okay.
Stephen Pearson goes on at 11:30. Make sure you're there.
All right, we're going to that for sure.
We're gonna
get so drunk. Oh wait, neither of us drink. All right, so this is going to be my spot. If I forget, remind me. 1C.
Okay. This is how you get your car keyed, but yes.
Oh, I don't care about. Look at this guy. He's trying to find his car. Stupid.
Somebody wants to know what Sebastian Bach would say.
Who's ready to get 86? Oops. Oh boy. I got my sandwich. I got my mask. Do I need earplugs?
Dude,
no.
We call it Savage Animal. Animal.
I don't think I need my earplugs because it's like a mellow concert, right?
This is a pussy show.
It's not like going to see Anthrax.
You're like going to the Lilith Fair.
All right, now I need to know how to get to the other hotel.
Jay, pipe in. Michelle, whoever's watching. All
right, I see something that says casino right there.
That sounds good to me. That's a good start.
So I'm guessing what happens is you go through this casino and you walk across a tube to get to the other one, right?
Yeah.
I've never been in this one before. I've been in a lot of them, but I haven't been in this one.
Yeah.
Turn that down. I'm here to see heart.
Johnny, you better cover it up.
Oh, yeah. All right, hold on. Give me a second here. Oh, it stinks like women's perfume. It was like 100-year-old.
Could be way worse.
Hold on a second. I'm going to put this somewhere. I got my mask on.
Good time to mention here, almost coming up on the 3-hour mark. It's no tube. It's connected. Coming up on the 3-hour mark. This show was brought to you by Golden Robot Records. I hope they will continue to sponsor this high-quality entertainment.
Okay, go.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, look at this stupid thing. All right, let's see. Casino Lobby 1.
That looks like the Enter the Dragon mirrors. Mr.
Totally
Hans
does. Like when he's like...
Yeah, Mr.
Like
Hans.
this in the mirror. It totally does.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got my sandwich.
You have offended me and the Shaolin Temple.
Okay, here we go. Now I got to ask, how do I get over to the Venetian?
Just go through right here, then you're going to go left all the way down.
Thank you so much.
Nice. You're a big phony like me. You're a big phony like me. You hate everybody, and then you go, oh, hello.
What? She said take a right, and then take a left? Yeah, I see it.
I don't tell. Yeah, bullshit, Mr. Handman.
Okay, we gotta.
Right out of
Hurry
a
up here. I
comic.
don't want to miss Blue Collar Man.
No.
Give me a job, give me security. That's a great song. Look at her. Just a poor soul in the unemployment line. Uh-oh. Look at this guy.
What's he doing?
There's no way. If I did something and had to run away, there's no way that guy would catch me.
Who's he chasing? Yeah.
All right. Venetian.
He needs Dr. Now.
Venetian, here we are.
The short jog. Short
Wow,
jog.
that was a great parking. Where did I park again?
1C.
Look at a tiger. It's
That's
the...
beautiful.
All right, so we're in the Venetian. I guess I just got to look for the theater, right?
Yeah, the theater.
All
That's
right.
beautiful. Look at all that shit.
Look at those. Whoa.
Yeah, I've eaten there before. They got gelato.
Yeah, just look at this.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, I'm sure she's a real prize.
Yeah.
Um,
She's got an amazing personality, I'm sure.
she just looks like really mean. Not as mean as I can be, but still.
Yeah.
All right, so
But these days, that's what women have to do, or disgusting men talk to them.
I don't want to talk to her. Way too much makeup on.
Yeah.
You know, like women wear perfume and makeup, right?
No.
Because they sneak in, they're ugly.
No, right.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Look at Milo's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where is this thing at? The Summit. Oh, here. Opla Theater, right? Opaline Theater.
I don't know if that's what it was called, but all right.
What is it? Where's Sticks
There's
playing?
Foreigner. It can't be too far from Foreigner.
Should I just ask some random person?
Yes.
Hey, where's Sticks playing?
Stay left.
Stay left?
Yeah, I think it's back where it says Foreigner, but I'm hearing stay. Look, it's behind you.
Let me ask, where's the concert at where Sticks is playing tonight? Oh, other side of the. So I take a left here. Thank you.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
How is he? He's not even from this country, and he knew where it was. There's got to be something wrong with me. Well, I mean, he works here. And I'm just trying to get free parking.
You should have sang "Lady" to him and see if it helped.
From the moment I saw you standing, whoa, 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 whoa. Those songs are great.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have fun.
I don't know about that, but they're great songs. The thing is, to sing those songs right, you can't meddle them and sing like Dio, like aggressively. You got to sing them with that high timbre, but still.
Will you? Do you think you'll stay for the entire show?
I mean, I don't know. I guess. I don't know if I ever walked out in the middle of a show before. I mean, maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Wait till you see Chips Enough.
He's not going to be here. It's like $400 a seat.
No, but I'm saying you would. If you saw him, you would walk out.
Oh, right. Let me see. What did he say it was called? What was that place called? Oh boy.
I think he said it. The Grand Illusion was called. The Grand Illusion Theater.
There's way too many people here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I can't film? Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Okay,
Oh, they're telling me I got to turn my camera off.
Yeah.
They're getting upset.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. You almost lost the eggplant.
I know. All right. Well, I guess I got to go.
Donnie Yen
Theater.
says no more.
Well, I guess I'm signing off. I'll see you soon.
All right. I hope you don't end up in cuffs. Thank you, Johnny.
No, that guy's not going to catch me. I'll see you later.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye, Johnny. Okay. I would have kept going, by the way. What could he could be FaceTiming with his old lady. Anyway, how bizarre was that? I hope you guys enjoyed Johnny Monaco's tour. I was hoping he would show us the Styx concert. I would have, but one guy tell him no, please. You keep walking until you go to someone else. We are at the 3-hour mark. So that means I've got to do the time, temperature, and sponsor. So for those of you watching who need to set your clocks, it is now 8:01 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here in Las Vegas, and it is a brisk. Hold on, I'm waiting for the weather. It's a brisk 42 degrees. Today's episode of Waste Some Time with Jason Green has been brought to you by Golden Robot Records. Kelly, welcome aboard, Kelly. You missed a chance to talk to the one and only Johnny Monaco. You were having trouble figuring this out, but you figured it out now. Everyone can see you. You're part of the fun. Anyway, I got to thank Golden Robot for allowing me to do this. And for those of you who got upset, you didn't like this, you didn't like that, this is what it's about. Everyone's got a different opinion. I'm not telling you folks not to believe in what you like. I just call it like I see it. And if you don't like it, there's plenty of other podcasts to subscribe to. But I promise you'll be missing out because we're building this thing. We're building it together. Please subscribe. If there's anyone here who hasn't subscribed, let's get to 10,000 because Golden Robot is going to have this amazing promotion where they're going to give someone a deal. You're going to get a single released, and after that, you are going to get a if it goes well, you get a second single, and then you get a record deal. So you got to be good, and Golden Robot is giving us the opportunity. But we got to get to 10,000 first, and so make sure you subscribe and like. Also, it helps push the video. And so anyway, yeah, I enjoy doing this, and I could do this all day. And I love having Johnny on the show. Next week, we're going to have some, go back to some hot sauce tastings. I believe we're going to do the Michael Anthony hot sauce. I can't wait for that. Reminding everybody about some of the guests coming up. Paul Mars Black from LA Guns. Look.
To see who?
Chicago. They'll be here in 2 weeks.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Why is Styx going on first?
I guess that's the way the tour. Well, I can't be part of this thing.
No, he's got me in backstage. They can't see you.
All right, cool. I guess that's the way the tour's been working.
It has?
Comes on, and then they do a whole set, and then well, not a whole set. Well, on the tour, they do a whole set. The show ends at like 11:30 on the tour.
So they're not doing a whole set?
No, it's like they do about 7 songs, and Nancy Wilson comes on, does like 4 or 5, and then Styx closes with another 3 or 4. So I mean, yeah.
Oh, really? They switch like that?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
It's kind of cool.
I'm okay with it.
I mean, because I think Tommy Shaw's even on stage for a couple songs with her.
Really?
Yeah.
So you said it starts at 8:10?
Yeah, it might be about 8:12 right now.
What time is it?
All right, where are we going? 4.
I'm not on here. Don't worry about it. All right, I got time, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, we had a whole security issue with fire
All right. So we'll let Johnny figure that out. And then we're black. They were explaining the security issue with filming at the venue. So if you follow what he said, they split the set. Styx plays a little, Nancy plays a little. Styx plays a little, Nancy plays a little. And then at the end, they have a circle jerk. And so that could be. It could be a lot of fun. So we'll see. I knew Johnny wasn't going to stick to the rules. I knew he was going to show us. But anyway, we'll see. He'll probably be back in a second. But anyway, we've got all kinds of cool guests coming up. Paul Morris Black, who's the original Elegans, wrote the songs on the first album. Vinny Appice, Dio and Black Sabbath. Red Kaufman, president and CEO of Troma and creator of the Tots. Avenger, and all kinds of people. There's so many people. They see a show like this where we're going on 3 hours, and they all want to be part of it. I'm going to move in a second, but I'm sure Johnny Monaco will be back. He's not going to. Before you know, we'll be watching Styx. I doubt he has much battery power, though. And I'm assuming he can hear what we're saying because he is wearing elite in-ears. So let's just see what he... I think he's saying really funny stuff. Anyway, The show starts in 6 minutes. I don't know how entertaining this was for you, but I enjoyed watching two idiots talk while one bit of person sticks at the last second. And I don't know if he'll make it through the whole night, but he's an independent kind of guy. Yeah, this is a good suggestion.
I got my ticket on my phone.
Oh, his ticket's
No,
on
I've
the phone.
never done this. Well, it's to be determined. I have to see the show.
He's in trouble again.
I'm playing tomorrow.
Where?
MGM.
MGM? Hello. Thank you, sir.
He's like the guys on What's Happening, bootlegging the Doobie Brothers
Right through
concert.
the front? Okay. I'm with you.
He's in the fifth row, by the way. I
Yeah,
hope we
I'm
get to
playing
see it.
tomorrow night, and then I believe I'm playing this weekend, and then next week I'm going with those knuckleheads to LA
Oh, that's right.
for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, when you get back, I'm gonna need a haircut.
Oh yeah,
Well, like a couple
yeah.
weeks after.
I'll be whenever. I'll be back. You can always call me or whenever.
Just gotta figure out.
He's just
Oh,
got
yeah.
stuff.
Let it come. If there's somewhere here, I'll do it here. Section 2, row F, seat 31.
Sounds like he's got premium.
Join that. I'll
Thank
come
you.
check on
Great
you.
seeing you, all right?
Good to see you too.
All right. Bye.
Section 2F, you're gonna see Sean
Just
right
called a
here.
woman hun.
Okay.
If I politically correct. All right.
F31, just follow me. I'll get you started.
All
Here
right.
we go. We're gonna go to. We're gonna.
These look like pretty good seats.
You're gonna kind of be in the middle, so there'll be a few people you gotta squeeze past.
We're
Okay.
gonna have to squeeze past some fat fucks.
Themselves.
Yeah. Let's squeeze past some fat fucks.
Squared off into the middle. Look on the edge of the seat for your.
Number, okay, 31. Thanks.
Yeah, let's see.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
How are
Good
you?
night.
Okay.
Take care. All right.
right.
That's the chip.
How are you?
Well, he's look at he's meeting and greeting.
I think I'm right there.
You're this one?
Sorry.
Oh, you're all right.
Oh shit.
Unless someone doesn't come, then I'll. Want me to sit
He
here
makes
for now?
friends.
Sure, why not? Let's see.
He makes
Okay.
friends.
All right.
All right. Now let's see if he shows us. I know.
How about it, right? I know a guy. Oh boy, I got some good seats.
Let us. Can we see? Yeah.
They're gonna throw me in prison. Well, here I am at the Stick Show.
You're okay. You have a mask on.
Oh wait, hold on a second.
They can't throw you in prison with a mask.
I gotta put in my earplugs.
Look at that beautiful.
Probably somebody didn't buy this one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're probably empty.
Yeah, it's good. That's good. Give us a buffer zone.
Yeah, that's right.
God knows we don't want to share an armrest. I want to hear Blue Collar Man.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago with these guys. Same guy.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, we go way back with these guys.
Last time I saw it was 77.
I love it. I was in 8th grade.
I was probably in
Or
about
7th grade.
8th grade,
Yeah.
about then.
Right on. All right. Can you hear me,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sounds great.
Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So I am inside the confines here, and everyone's very impressed with my seat. People are coughing already. I'm a little freaked out. Now I know why Tracy Gunn's canceled. Plus, we don't know what the shrimp consumption would have been like. Now, what he said is Styx plays for 7 songs, and then she comes out and plays for 7 songs, and then they come back and play for 7 songs. So they trade off like that. It's kind of weird, right?
The guy next to you looks like he's wearing a Man-O-War shirt.
I don't know how much longer I'll be able to hang on here. I can't really hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Playing some crazy music. They got
It's nice that you have that buffer.
no one sitting next to me on either side.
You have the whole row.
And
Nice.
all right. What a show, huh? Right in the middle.
Great seats. Maybe we'll see what Styx opens with. I hope he doesn't need his phone. You know, it's a Metallica shirt he's wearing.
Pretty good seats.
Yeah. Some masks.
I don't know who goes to a concert by themselves, but
I do.
He asked me if I bought one ticket. I said yes, but we don't know anyone. Oh, and by the way, they said that the parking is free here too, and the parking garage is right above this theater. So I'm okay with my spot, but just so we're clear, get closer.
I wonder if we could get a strike against this music playing. They might recognize us and make me cut it out.
So I know the guy that works here at the box office. So right when I walked up, he saw me, walked me right in, go take care of him, set me up. Very nice, you know. And he said, I can't believe it's going so smooth, my new job. And I'm like, well, you're an intelligent person, he kills you this kind of a job. They're weeding out the riffraff with everything that's happening. I mean, how hard could it be? He goes, oh, thanks. I didn't mean it like negatively. I meant like, you know.
Are they playing Styx music?
Any minute now, it's going to start. Everyone is so happy to be here.
Yeah.
All right, I think this is it. This might be it.
Here we go. All right, here we go. For those watching, we are at the Styx concert. We're in the 5th row. Great seats. This one jackass has his head in the way. But all right, here we go.
I don't know if we're supposed to film this.
You came to hear a couple of assholes talk, and instead you're going to get to see the mighty Styx. Experiencing Johnny Monaco's first Styx concert. There's a Styx shirt behind. I don't like when bands do that. You should open with a hit. Grand Illusion, you know? Uh-oh, Blue Collar Man.
Blue Collar Man!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Now, this will probably not be in the replay, so enjoy it because this is going to get flagged. YouTube will flag this for infringement, and then they will give me the option to edit this out, and they will otherwise they will be giving I'll be sharing my money with Mario Speedwriting and post it. But it is fun to be here at the concert. Johnny's rocking out. Tommy Shaw's rocking out. I mean, I think YouTube can. I think YouTube can flag this. I think they will. They have to recognize it, and then you get a copyright warning. I mean, it's a little faint, but I wanted those who were watching live to experience this. It looks like fun. I'll be honest, Styx is not one of my favorites. I mean, I have seen them before and enjoy it, but I'm not going to share my revenue with them. Yeah, the chick on the white and the left, I can't tell. It's with her husband in Vegas. Pretty fun. Enjoy that. Sorry, I wanted to pretend I was there too. I don't know anybody in this band. I know James Young. These are nice people on the show tonight. Thank you. Welcome. And I know Tommy Shaw. That's about it. I believe the one guy, the original bass player, I think it was Chuck Pinozo, or something like that. I believe he has HIV and he is sick, but he does appear and he plays a song every now and then. So, well, here I am. Sorry to disappoint you. Don't worry, YouTube is 100% going to make me remove that entire portion. But coming up on 3 hours and 20 minutes, reminding you again that this is brought to you by Golden Robot Records. Excuse me, I should know my sponsors' names. And so I hope everybody's had a good time. I hope you've had a fun time. I'll go as far as to say I hope you've had a gay old time. And I know I have. And we will do this again. When Johnny's here, I lose track of the time. And the next thing you know, 3.5 hours goes by. I will tell you that at one point, Johnny is going to look at his phone on his way home, and he is going to go, "Oh my God, my phone is dead," And I hope he doesn't need a GPS, and he doesn't have all of you to help him. So there will be a new interview this Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will either be Lloyd Kaufman or Vinny Appice from Dio. So I haven't decided. I got to see how fast I can edit and try to have my real life. I don't think the Sin City Collector is still watching but I do want to give everybody $10 off my whatnot, and so I'm going to post that link in the description after this video. After I fight YouTube and go to YouTube jail, I would love it if you guys would go over there, sign up, and then we're going to do some stuff. And you heard Johnny's going to do we'll do a signing of Johnny Monaco CDs, and you can come on live and chat with him and have him sign it. That was fun. I had a good time. I'm exhausted. and I don't know how Johnny Monaco does it. Hey, there's a Cincy Collector, Jay, modding tonight. That is the link. So please copy, paste it, visit it. It benefits both of us. Anything you buy on there, I will do a live auction next week, which is going to be all rock and roll Funko Pops. I showed this one earlier. There's Ghost, Hot Topic exclusive Ghost, first album, and John Lennon. But we're going to have all kinds of cool rock stuff. I don't know what else is around here. Let's see. Oops. Clark Griswold, another Chicago native. Anyway, but yeah, I'm going to get back to doing that. And I want to make sure that you use that link. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of nonsense. Help the channel. I got to be honest with you. At my age, after 3 hours and 22 minutes and 47 seconds, I am exhausted. I can't believe how many people joined us tonight. I appreciate you. I'm having a bad hair day. I apologize. Unlike the bands in the news today, I am having an authentic hair day, though. So, because not all of us have the missing hairpiece. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. I'm trying to read your chats. If anyone has anything of fascination to say before we go. If not, I will be in Los Angeles, California next week at the Whiskey A Go-Go, the world famous Whiskey A Go-Go. Stephen Piercy, his bass player is here. Here's Jerry now. Jerry says, Blue Oyster Cult should dress up as Ghost into a show. That would be funny. They'd be a good build together. Jerry Montano will also be on the show. For those of you who don't know Jerry, he was the bass player for Danzig, Nothing Face, and he was also in Hell Yeah. We were going to read a story about Vinnie Paul selling his house in Texas, but we didn't get to it because of all these hijinks. But anyway, yeah. But Jerry, I'll be seeing on Jerry. We're going to be spending a lot of time together. I booked plane tickets last night, and we're going to be going to. And Jerry, I'll let you know, I got us the flights. We were worried. We were worried that we were going to be sitting in that van. That took some work. That we almost had to do an 8-hour drive. I'll tell you who talked my way into those tickets. We are now flying from Hartford, wherever the hell we're going. Jerry lived in the house in Arlington that is up for auction right now. We'll talk about it next time. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to be going from everyone wants John Christ. I think John Christ is laying low, or Jesus Christ. Either way, I don't know if I can get him on, but I would sure love to. Jerry, did you play on the Circle of Snakes record? I do remember that record. He'll let you know. But anyway, we're going to Jerry's saying he's a good guy, JC. I'm assuming he means John, not Jesus. And yes, Jerry did play on that Danzig record. And Jerry's a great guy and a great bass player. He's got one too many strings on his bass for me, but he makes it work pretty damn good. He's also on the Lost Tracks of Danzig. And he'll be here and he'll talk about it. He's got amazing stories. Him and I have a good time out on the road. It's a great band. Eric Ferentinos on guitar, who's been with Stephen for close to 20 years. Scott Coogan on drums, who is in Brides of Destruction, and he was also got off the sinking LA Gunship. And Frankie Wilsey from Sea Hags. He's supposed to be on the show, but he's a little forgetful. Anyway, so he will be, anyway, so I'll be seeing those guys. And then we're going to all kinds of other places too. It's a lot. We got a whole year of dates. I seen him, Jerry. We got a whole, I'll see you in October and November. We're going to go a long time. Kenneth, you say you like when I talk about film. Tune in for Lloyd Kaufman. We talk a lot about cinema, if you will, and some of the movies that I worked on. as well. And as many of you know, I wrote a draft of a movie with James Gunn. James Gunn is probably the hottest writer-director in Hollywood. Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, now Peacemaker, and I am an AVN Award winner. Life goes in different directions for people. Mike Klink did produce the Sea Hags record. He produced Appetite for Destruction and then the Sea Hags. And the Sea Hags did not fare as well. I asked Frankie all those stories. They're interesting, and he'll tell them on this show. Lloyd Kaufman, 100% is the drunk that Rocky carries in the bar. I didn't talk to him about it this time. And yes, I did work on a movie called Romeo and Juliet. I also am in Romeo and Juliet. In the masquerade scene, I portray Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD. So a little trivia about me that not everyone knows. The first movie I ever worked on, maybe a movie called New Jack City. Another piece of trivia. And I got some great stories about movies that I auditioned for, but I'm going to save that for a special show. We're talking a little bit about the records that that Jerry played on. And yeah. And so anyway, I'm glad that Jerry is here and putting up Lust for Freedom was a Trauma production. We talked about earlier. My guitar teacher was Nick Bocott. Nick Bocott from Grim Reaper, who wrote the song Lust for Freedom. It taught me a lot of my secrets. And a lot of the secrets that I'm going to reveal in my soon to come master class. I'm going to offer a master class for beginners musicians. It's called Fake It Until You Make It. And then the advanced class I'm going to offer is called Spinning Plates. And it will teach you how to go from never playing an instrument to playing on a record with multi-platinum musicians, touring, and all those other things. So make sure you, maybe we could have Nadir on. I know him. He used to live in Vegas. Nick is great. Yeah. And he's been on the show, but he's a really great guy. And my guitar teacher. And yes, there will be a masterclass for beginners. So the way it works is you start as a beginner, and you then need to, once you get the beginning skills down, then I teach you the master class. That's usually how things work. You can't just master a class. You have to start somewhere. So at first, I'll show you the things you need to know about the bass. I'm not going to give it all away right now, but I'll show you the way around the bass. Jerry, I don't mean to offend, but first thing you're going to do is count the strings on your bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have 4, you're good. If you're one of these guys like Jerry, who's extremely talented, you can get away with 5, or if you're in Korn or something like that. But I'll teach you that. And then action, not so much. Look at that. I like to feel like I'm working. But these are just secrets that I've learned from the great James Jamerson. James Jamerson said, because he had a dirty bass, kind of like my bass, is pretty dirty. And he would say, the gunk brings the funk. He's the greatest funk bass player of all time. Arguably the greatest bass player, most recognizable songs. Anyway, I like to say the gunk brings the punk. And so this bass is played at a lot of shows. It's cheap. It sounds just as good as anything that Billy Sheehan's jerking off with. And it's been through hell, and it keeps on going. They don't give them to me for free, and luckily they're cheap. But anyway, but I'll show you. I've performed with all kinds of legendary people without knowing a fucking thing. And you too, can learn those secrets from me. And at the end, you'll look great. And Jerry's with it. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, I not only do I have better hair than Phil Lewis today, I have real hair today. Look at that. You guys can all line up and check it out. Everything else in my life is falling apart, but my hair is growing. Woo! You should see the inside of my ears and my nostrils. Anyway, I've had a great time. We're at the 3-hour and 31-minute mark. I've enjoyed chatting with you guys. This is what I look forward to. I don't go to therapy so much anymore, ever. And so what I do is I come here and I talk to you guys. But I have a good time. I'm a little tired. But anyway, let's recap. We went over the Metal Sludge headlines. We went over the Blabbermouth headlines. Then we got the last second call for Styx. We went to the Styx concerts. Unfortunately, we did not see any of Nancy Sinatra or whatever her name is, the heart chick. Nancy Wilson. Yeah, we didn't see her, but we had fun. And Patreon, of course. Listen, I want to support the channel. Patreon. It's the best way to support the channel. Sign up. We send you exclusive stuff. You get stuff in the mail, the physical snail mail, or I'll deliver it to your house. You get to ask questions of my guests before everybody else. This is Robert Smith on my shirt. Yes, this was from, I saw them. I've seen The Cure, I think 9 times, but this one was from a couple years back. And I went to 5 of the shows on that tour. And this was from a Vegas show, the Cosmopolitan, which is my favorite hotel. And then I saw them again in Hollywood Bowl. Boy, that's a terrible place to see a show. But I saw a couple there, and I was backstage, name dropping, and I had an interesting conversation with Ron Jeremy and Dita Von Teese. It doesn't happen every day. So AM, you finally ask a good question. Simon Gallup is back in The Cure, from what I hear. He did leave, and I was really upset by it. I was bummed because he's great, and they need him, and he's back. So when The Cure comes around, we will get to see them. And not everyone likes to see The Cure live. They don't always play hits. They play 3.5-hour sets. It is always different. The only thing that you'll know is that at the end they play Boys Don't Cry, but everything is different every night. I probably heard Friday I'm in Love once. It was a Friday. And so anyway, I'm a fan of The Cure. So and I'm glad to see other people too. Is Ron Jeremy currently behind bars? Yes. And I don't think it had anything to do with me going to see The Cure. I think I went to this show, Jerry. Cure and the Deftones. I'm not a big Deftones fan, but I remember that they played a little before, and then it was the Pixies, which was insanely good. That's a little more up my alley. And The Cure, and it was great. Pasadena. Yeah, that was great. Outdoors. Yeah, I had such a great time. And I'm glad because it was the last time I got to see them before this pandemic and stuff. And so it's little things like that. We got to be grateful for those shows. And Pixies, another incredible band, and she's a great bass player too. She's great. She was in Perfect Circle and all kinds of cool stuff. And anyway, yeah, that was really that was a good show. Oh, hold on. Yeah, Simon is definitely essential to The Cure, no doubt. It's strange, and his bass playing is great. He's one of my favorite bass players. He's got really great bass lines. At least favorite of the non, punk stuff that I listen to. All right. Yes, Johnny might have got busted at the Styx show. I probably threw him to the ground. Right. I think I'm just about losing my voice. I was hoping to go 4 hours, but I'm just making my late night plans now. And I don't know what's going on there. Oh, sorry. How rude of me. What do you guys prefer for bass amplification? That's a great question for Jerry, more so than me. My bass amp is usually back here, but it's in the other room. I am using this thing called the Fender Rumble, but I play small venues, much smaller than where Jerry's playing. And so the Fender Rumble, they're affordable. They're loud. They're lightweight, which is probably the best part. How rare to find it. You don't need a separate head. And so for me, playing bars and kind of punk rock venues, it's funny enough, I was playing direct for a while, which no one does in punk rock music. I I'm not a real, Jerry is a real bass player. I feel like you plug the thing in, it goes boom, and that's it. And when you play a gig with a back line, like if I played the House of Blues and the Whiskey, those gigs, there was an Ampeg bass, and it was great. Yeah, Ampeg. And Jerry's saying it right now. Dee Dee Ramone played the Ampeg. All my heroes played it, and so when I play somewhere where there's a back line provided, that's what I use as well. I don't think you can go wrong. Jerry knows the measurements of the actual cabinet and head that you're supposed to use. And Jerry's playing on backline most of the time too, and it is that Ampeg backline. But because we will be out with Stephen Piercy. All right, folks. Well, I am just I'm beat, but I had fun, and there's still 125 people here. I got to go deal with YouTube being angry at me and making me edit that Styx performance. Friday morning, new interview. Wednesday, we'll be back live at 5 p.m., live at 5. And I'll have an auction next week, too, which I hope some of you will come to. I thank you all so much. I sincerely mean it. And again, I hope that no one's butt hurt at the beginning of the show. We talked a little about Whoopi and her ignorance. And, a few people cried, but fuck them. We talk about everything. It's been 4 hours. We talk about the good. We take the bad. We take them both, and there you have Facts Alive. The world doesn't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you might not be right for some. These are words to chew on this evening as you go into your slumber. And hopefully we all wake up and we can continue to do this again. Anyway, I appreciate all of you. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. Thank you.